Yes, I can.
Feel better now.
I'm confident.
Get ready. Tip-off is just moments away. Now, back to the voice of Baylor women's basketball, Derek Smith.
It is game day once again for the 15th-ranked Baylor Bears. The Baylor women coming off of a win on Wednesday against Louisiana Tech continue their trio of games here in Waco against Louisiana Schools, today taking on the Tigers of Grambling State. Good afternoon, everyone, and happy holidays. Alongside Lori Fogelman, I'm Derek Smith. Bob Baker, our courtside engineer. The G-Man, as some call him. Cameron Savoy, our producer, back at our studios in Waco. Pleased to have you with us on this Sunday afternoon as the Bears at 6-1 take on Grambling State, the Tigers, who are 1-6. Lori, good afternoon to you, and happy belated Thanksgiving. I hope it was a good one, and I hope this is a continued good stretch for the Bears, who play 5 games in a row at home after a pretty tough road schedule to start the year. Once again today, it's a chance to build, a chance to get better as you get ready for some bigger games ahead.
Yeah, this is a good matchup for Baylor today. You've got a team in Grambling that really likes to push the ball. They play fast, they take quick shots, and they cause a lot of chaos. So it's all going to be about how Baylor handles that kind of pressure. Can they execute? Can they find their shots? Can they make the right read? And can they keep this team off the offensive boards, because they're really good at crashing down and creating themselves second shots.
You know, Laura, you look last week, well, it technically was last week, but on Wednesday against Louisiana Tech, Talia Scott, yet another 20-point game, a 20-point outing in all 7 of her games in a Baylor uniform. Dariana Littlepage-Buggs had 12 rebounds but struggled with her shot for another game. I actually asked Coach Nicky about this in the pregame interview. Here about 20 minutes or so from now, we're going to hear from her. And that's one of my questions. What should we kind of read into these struggles from Dariana Littlepage-Buggs? And she said, right now it's just the shots aren't falling. To give you a preview, she's actually only taking 1 shot less per game than she was at this time last year, but right now they're not falling. Sometimes you miss a few, you start to rush, and I think that's something you really want to kind of get her and Bella, who is out here shooting extra today after shoot-around with Coach Nicky. You want to get them in a rhythm.
And I think that's exactly what you said when you said playing fast or playing too quick. Or just thinking too much. Sometimes you can tell that. And then some shots are so comfortable for Buggs that she generally knocks those down, and they're just not going down. But what she does continue to bring to you is just an incredibly a motor that never stops, and the effort is always at 100%. And that's what you love about Buggs. She's going to make it up on some other end. Who else is going to get in there and crash the boards and average almost 10 rebounds a game? It's definitely Dariana Littlepage-Buggs. She does so many things right. All you got to do right now is see a couple of those shots go in the bucket, and I think Buggs can just break out of it real quick.
It's Baylor and Grambling State today. Baylor 6-1, Grambling State 1-6. Their only win this year came against Ouachita Baptist. They do force turnovers, 24 per game. That's number 17 in the nation. This is Conecuh Sausage Countdown to Tip-Off. Conecuh Sausage is made from the finest cuts of pork, their patented blend of seasonings, and smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true hickory smoked southern flavor. Conecuh Sausage is always great on the grill and perfect for tailgating. Pick up a pack and enjoy your family's favorite recipes at any meal of the day. Conecuh Sausage, a game day tradition, and the official smoked sausage of the Baylor Bears. Kira Pemberton, in her first year in a Baylor uniform, had her best game as a Bear on Wednesday, 9 points, 2 boards. We'll revisit our conversation with her from after Wednesday's game when we return after this a little bit later on. Bears head coach Nicky Collin. That's all on the way as we get you ready for Baylor and Grambling on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. With the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud. Here's a tip. No reputable company or government agency will ever ask you to pay them with gift cards, Bitcoin, or a person-to-person payment app. Scammers use these options because the money can't be traced. Just don't do it. This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
Come see why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green alongside her dedicated optometrist and staff. Receive trustworthy insights on your eye health. Enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes and face with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Green Eye Associates, official optometrists of Baylor Athletics.
Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas: San Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
Sorry. Points while cheering on your favorite Baylor teams?
I do.
For Bold Rewards. Track your attendance on the Baylor Sports app across athletic events and earn points, prizes, and experiences. Download the Baylor Sports app or register online today at BaylorBoldRewards.com and start earning your points today.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Up 25 minutes from now at Foster Pavilion, fans making their way in to the beautiful facility on the Baylor Waco Brasses Riverfront. Both teams warming up on the floor in anticipation of today's game. Well, for the Bears to get where they want to be in March and beyond, the bench is going to need to continue to round into form. And we saw some good work from the bench on Wednesday, Lori. And 2 players I'll single out: Markayla Johnson, a career-high 11 points. Kira Pemberton, a career-high 9 points.
Yeah, those were 2 really bright spots there, and you could see that we've seen Markayla, who has a tremendous amount of confidence for a freshman being inserted in. She's a great energy player, and she looks like she belongs. And you can tell by the way that she talks to herself and just energizes herself when she's out there on the floor. For Kiera, those were the biggest the biggest amount of minutes that she's played. And I think once she started to see the ball go through the hoop herself, she ended up being 4 for 4, including a 3-pointer where the ball got kicked out to her over on the wing, and she just nailed that 3. She is the most athletic player on this team, and you hope to see Coach Nikki continue to build confidence in her that Kiera can play some more valuable minutes off the bench.
This is Conecuh Sausage Countdown to Tip-Off. Conecuh Sausage is made from the finest cuts of pork, their patented blend of seasonings, and smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true hickory smoked southern flavor. Conecuh Sausage is always great on the grill and perfect for tailgating. Pick up a pack and enjoy your family's favorite recipes at any meal of the day. Conecuh Sausage, a game day tradition, and the official smoked sausage of the Baylor Bears. Well, as we mentioned, Kira Pemberton had her best game as a Bear. She's a player who last year at North Dakota averaged 16.7 rebounds, so she's contributed at a high level, but she's learning how to contribute in a different way at this level. We've seen before it doesn't always come immediately. We visited with her after the game on Wednesday, and she told us what it's like kind of finding her footing here as a Baylor Bear.
Day. Like, Nikki and all the coaches teach me so much that I didn't learn in my last school, so I think it's just been really great to learn from all these amazing coaches and even my teammates trying to help me out in practice and stuff, and I think it's really helped me improve overall.
Yeah, great 9 minutes today out there, some extended playing time, so you kind of get your feet under you, and not only just the ability to score today, had a nice 3 as well on the outside, but also just on the defensive end with 3 steals, and that's got to be a fun part of the game too, when you can contribute on the defensive end.
Definitely 100%.
Visiting with Kira Pemberton, a career-high 9 points today for the Bears. You know, Kira, the bench unit today outscored Louisiana Tech's 33-14. You know, when you think about you and Markayla Johnson, she had a career-high 11 points today. Ting has had 2 of her best games as a Bear. What do you think you all as a bench unit could contribute to this team when you think about where it wants to go this year?
I think we just Yeah, I think we can just bring like the energy and like keep going. Our starters are working really hard, so I think we can continue to bring that energy when we get to sub them out.
Now, these are incredibly valuable games. Finally being at home, I guess we should ask you about that. How good is it to be back home and sleep in your own bed last night?
Oh, it's so nice. I miss my bed and my pillows so much.
But this is an important stretch of games too, and as you build up to Big 12 play, what has the coaching staff talked about the goals for these next 5 that are at home?
I think just to show a growth and to show who Baylor is and why we wear it on our chest every day.
Or the Sikkim today. That was the new uniforms today that you all had. Kira, let's get to know you a little bit. I know that your teammates have said, we asked them at the premiere who's the most athletic on the team, and they said you. Well, tell us a little more.
They said it like emphatically.
Yes, that's true. There was no debate. Yes, they said that that was Kira. Kira, you're from British Columbia, played at North Dakota here in Texas. What have you enjoyed most about being in Texas? What's the biggest adjustment to you being down here?
I think the people are like really, really nice down here. I'm not going to lie. Southern hospitality is definitely a thing. And I love that it's hot in winter because North Dakota is 6 feet of snow right now. Not it.
My. Yeah. Oh, my.
That's rough. Well, what have you? I think I think you're not the only player on the team this year that's kind of finding what her role looks like. Have you felt support in that as you've worked through that as teammates?
100%, yeah. They've all been through it since like their freshman year if they've been a transfer, and they've been super helpful and just being like, you got it, like trying to help me through it.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
Planning a new or used vehicle purchase? Drive the lane with First Central Credit Union's easy online application. It's a winning season with First Central's full court press of quick local loan processing, your best rate, and flexible terms. Apply online. You'll score at www.firstcentralcu.com. We're your team.
Membership and loan policy requirements apply. Member NCUA.
Everything we do is true. We do for you.
Hi, Jan from Toyota here to let you know that Toyota-thon is on. And what better way to get in the spirit of the season than with a new Toyota, like RAV4, Grand Highlander, and Corolla Cross. But to get in the spirit, let's see about it. So without further...
I'm sorry, Derek.
Driving through the snow in a new RAV4.
Okay.
To the slopes we go in a Highlander.
Yeah, I'm just trying to...
I can't...
I'm just working on something right now.
Makes the kids go loco. Oh, what fun it is to make holiday wishes come true. Toyota-thon, Toyota-thon, Toyota-thon is on. Oh, what fun it is to drive a new Toyota today. Hey!
Dealer inventory may vary. Current offers on these vehicles end December 1st. Offers are subject to change throughout Toyota-thon, which ends on January 5th. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota. Let's go places. During Toyota-thon, qualified buyers can get 2.99% APR financing for 72 months on a rugged new 2026 Tundra. Offer available in select states only.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
State coming up just under 20 minutes from now. Both teams have headed back into their respective locker rooms. We're about to have the anthem here at Foster Pavilion. We'll take a timeout, and when we come back, we're going to hear from Bears head coach Nikki Collin. We'll get her thoughts on the defensive efforts through the first 7 games of the season. We'll get her thoughts on Dariana Little-Page Buggs rounding into form offensively, and a look at what Grambling State's going to try to do against the Bears with their turnover-dominant defense. That is all straight ahead with Bears head coach Nikki Collin as we get you ready for Baylor and Grambling State from Foster Pavilion. Starting lineups coming up about 15 minutes from now after the visit with Coach Nikki here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
See for yourself why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and
Yes, sir.
Green, along with her dedicated optometrists and staff. Receive trustworthy insights about your eye health. Enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear, and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes, face, and neck areas with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Visit greeneyeassociates.com. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. But with the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud. Here's a tip. If you receive a call from someone claiming to be from a company, don't give them your personal information, ever. Unless you know them personally, hang up and call the company back on a verified number. This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
Today we have two very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip. Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different. Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in-network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas: San Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Baylor and Grambling State today at Foster Pavilion. It's a pregame visit with Bears head coach Nikki Collin. Baylor coming off of a win on Wednesday against Louisiana Tech. And Coach Nick, we're going to talk about the defensive effort in that game. And in general, that was a Tech team averaging over 80 points per game. You hold them to below 30% shooting. Through 8 games now, you look at this team. What stands out to you about where they are defensively, what you're liking, maybe compared to the early part of the season, where you want to see continued improvement?
Yeah, I think we're playing hard. I think our girls are really trying to dial into game plan details. I think, when you look at what La Tech did, they have great spacing. Their actions aren't super complicated, and that's a good thing for a good offensive team. Like, you don't have to overcomplicate things when your team is super effective in space. But I thought the switching that we did 1 through 5 to start the game really bothered them. I think Tony's doing a good job of getting us in and out of when are we switching, when are we not switching, what lineups can we truly switch 1 through 5, and really at times being aggressive with our ball screen coverage versus being conservative. I think the thing that I think we still need a lot of work at is if we're going to switch actions, are we rebounding the basketball well? And we get size. If it's 2 inches, but it sounds good, doesn't it? On a rebound against that, we have to.
No. I was doing this. I was jumping on the hotkeys. Is on the hotkeys.
The bounds. And are we blocking them because we're not in good position and we're recovering, or are we blocking them just
Yes, sir.
Position and we're doing a good job of rotating? So it's that balance. But I think, to me, we've got to rebound the ball more consistently to be an elite defensive team.
You talked about the players working on the approach, the game plan. That's a big part of what you do. And this year there's players coming in from other programs, from the high school level. And, it seems like there's always a growth process in that. Players just learning how to prep for each game. What are you seeing from this group in terms of their ability to grow and kind of thinking in sync with you in the days leading up to a game and then executing it?
Well, I think one of the things is they're starting to understand that if you want to play and you want to play well, you need to pay attention in practice. That we use those practice reps to to build trust in players and their ability to defend things certain ways, which sometimes we're going to defend actions the same way against everyone, and sometimes based on personnel or what a team is actually looking for, we could be guarding pistol for the 7th time and we guard it differently, and it's going to be personnel driven and what they're really looking for out of their actions. And so I think our players are growing. I think sometimes you get so dialed into game plan that you forget that, hey, if I'm 1 pass away, I should be in denial, or if I'm 2 passes away, I need to get in help side, and you get too dialed into, oh, I'm guarding a great shooter, and then you're not in position to help on a baseline drive. And so, we still have a lot of growth, before we get to Big 12 to win a championship. But I think they understand that being prepared gets them on the floor. Doing it well when they're on the floor keeps them on the floor, and if they can't prove to us in a practice setting that they can do the details, whether it's knowing offensive stuff or defensive stuff, then it's going to keep them off the floor.
It is Baylor and Grambling State today, visiting with Bears head coach Nikki Collin. And, Coach Nikki, for Dariana Little-Page-Buggs, she had another double-digit rebound game, double-digit boards in 5 of the prior games to start the year. I'm curious, as she looks to find her offense, what's your message to her? I know it's not always about points, but I know she wants to score like she has.
I just think she has to be patient. She's getting good shots. Her shot volume, if you compare her shot volume from a year ago at this point, is pretty much identical in terms of the number of shots she's getting. She's just under 1 shot less per game through 7 games, so it's not significant. And I think some of that has been she's been in foul trouble of a couple of our games. But she's got to let missed shots go. And I think in the last game it was some missed shots, it was some turnovers. She's going to start to see the ball go through the basket. But to me, the only way that you let that stuff go is if you get in the gym and you see the ball go through the basket. And Buggs has been a good free throw shooter, really solid for us over the course of her career. She struggled to start the season. You need to shoot free throws every day and see the ball go through the basket. You need to see that mid-range jump shot go through the basket. I thought she got really, really good looks against La Tech and just missed them. Some layups. I'm the most confident in her ability, especially in transition. She's always done a good job of not rushing, being patient, letting people fly by, getting to body control. And I think she's just rushing it, and when you go through these spells, you've got to dial it back, take a deep breath. When she sees the ball go through the basket, she'll be through it.
Finally, Coach Nikki, Grambling State today, it looks like they really thrive off trying to force turnovers to fuel their offense. They're top 20 in the nation in forcing turnovers. What's key going up against them when we're on offense today?
I think the big thing is making simple plays. I've told them in a baseball analogy, and certainly someone been on about baseball, but we've got to hit singles today. We don't need tons of home runs. We don't need to make highlight type passes. Under a minute with the ball, they're going to dig, they're going to claw, they're going to over-rotate, and we just have to make the simple play. We don't have to squeeze the ball through 2 people because somebody's going to be wide open. Their success, Grambling's success, is predicated on creating chaos, a kamikaze style. They're going to switch from a 2-3 to a 1-3-1. We're going to see a little box and 1, and we're a great team to play box and 1 against right now, analytically. And they've shown it in a couple of their games so far this season. And so we're going to see changing defenses. We're going to see presses. We're going to see 2 people chase the ball, which means, when we get the ball out of a double team, it's never that person making the best decision. It's the person that catches it out of a double team that has to make the next right decision for us to get easy shots. If we do that, we'll get a lot of really good looks today.
All right, thanks very much. Bears head coach Nikki Collin with the pregame comments. It is Baylor and Grambling coming up from Foster Pavilion here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Hellboard Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve the local area. They love to cater all kinds of events, big and small. Serving Baylor and its families is one of their favorite things, and they even ship barbecue nationwide. Check them out while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco's local barbecue restaurants, Hellboard Barbecue. Salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer.
Hi, I'm Jim Turner at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. As we celebrate our 10th year anniversary, I want to say thank you to all of our customers. Our dealership is more than a business to me. That's why when you come see us for a reliable new Chevy or award-winning service, we treat you like family. Come see our new collision center, now open to serve you even better for many years to come. Enjoy the game, then come see us at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. Together, let's drive.
Kids can now join the Baylor Cub Club, the official kids club of Baylor Athletics, presented by Green Eye Associates. Fans 12 and under can register for the low cost of $25 and gain exclusive benefits and access to Baylor Athletics events. Members receive free admission to select events, exclusive giveaway access, and their own membership package. To register your Cub, please visit BaylorBears.com/Cub Club. Sign your Cub up today.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to Nextlink Internet. With Nextlink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, Nextlink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give Nextlink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears!
Fox Sports Radio, 93.9 K230 CK and KRMX HD3 Waco.
This is Baylor women's basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Brooks wants to drive in on Abraham, who blocked her shot.
Let it go, Abraham. She held her ground.
Top of the key and traffic out to Fauntleroy. Here's a three from the left side, and it's good.
Today's game is brought to you by Central National Bank, proud season sponsor of Baylor women's basketball. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Baylor Scott and White Health, the official hospital and healthcare system of Baylor Athletics. Your healthcare, your way. Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. TFNB, your bank for life. The official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Get ready. Tip-off is just moments away. Now, back to the voice of Baylor women's basketball, Derek Smith.
Get ready for game number 8 on the 2025-26 season. Baylor 7-1, hosting Grambling 1-6. For the Bears, this is game number 2 of 5 consecutive at home. A good opportunity to build some positive habits in addition to the wins they've been accumulating. 6 in their first 7 ball games. Build positive habits that can lead to success in January and beyond. Well, as they introduce starting lineups, we will do that as well. When it comes to sports medicine and orthopedics, Baylor's Scott and White Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics brings the home team advantage to Central Texas. First for Baylor's visitors, the Tigers of Grambling State, coached by Courtney Simmons. They are wearing black uniforms today with gold letters and numerals, gold trim. Their lineup looks like this. The guards, Duthsheen Prien is a one guard, along with Ariana Mosley and Claire Simmons as a trio. They are averaging nearly 14 points per game. And then the forwards, Shania Nunn and Zaria Johnson, round things out. Johnson, their leading rebounder, at 7.6 per contest. Their leading scorer on the season, Monica Marsh, is coming off the bench today. This is a Grambling State team that has struggled shooting the basketball this year. They've taken more shots than they've scored points, getting just 32% from the field. For the Bears, it's the same starting lineup we have seen throughout the entirety of the year. The forwards are Bella Fauntleroy, Dariana Littlepage Buggs, and Kirsten Johnson. Johnson second in the Big 12 in blocks per game. Dariana Littlepage Buggs second in rebounds per game with 9.7. Bella Fauntleroy averaging a career high 10.4 points per contest. And then the guards, the point guard Jana Van Geitenbeek, 3 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists per contest. And Talia Scott, the Big 12's leading scorer, at 24.7 points per game. Our second leading scorer now behind Audie Crooks, a few tenths of a point behind. She is number 4 in the nation. So for the Bears once again, who are, by the way, wearing their gray uniforms with green letters and numerals, gold trim, they have a starting lineup of Fauntleroy, Buggs, Kirsten Johnson, Van Geitenbeek, and Scott. For Grambling State, they've got Prien, Mosley, Johnson, along with Nunn and Simmons. Starting lineups are brought to you by Baylor, Scott and White Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. From injury prevention to enhanced recovery, team up with us to get you back in the game. I want to say good afternoon to all of you watching on our Courtside Cam, brought to you by NextLink, the Courtside Cam by NextLink, reliable high-speed internet for your home or business. Lori, you heard Coach Nicky saying in the pregame interview against a Grambling State team that is 17th in the nation, averaging 24 turnovers per game. 20 of their points per contest come off of those turnovers, which you look at this as a team that's shooting only 32% on the season. They struggle offensively. They need to force turnovers. I don't think this is a game Baylor is in any danger of losing, Lori, if I'm being honest with you, but you want to play well. You don't want to be sloppy, and you don't want to do anything that could make Grambling State feel good about themselves by playing into their hands. Baylor struggled with the turnovers this year. This is a good opportunity just to play clean basketball and not put any wind in their sails.
That's right. You're going to see a very chaotic style of play, so it's not all about Baylor matching that style. They want to dictate how this game is played, and that's played under control and playing their game.
Well, Kirsten Johnson is at center court to play for the tip here. Ball is in the air. She beats Johnson for the tip. Baylor will begin on offense, and this game is underway. A quick catch and shoot 3 by Talia Scott. Back rim, no. It is out of bounds and will stay with the Bears. Baylor controlled the tip and quickly found Scott on the right perimeter, but she was long on the 3. Baylor, though, will get another crack at it. The fresh 29 seconds into the ball game. It'll be Bella Fauntleroy to play it in front of the Grambling bench, and she finds Van Geitenbeek. Right-hand dribble for Jana Van Geitenbeek, working her way back from that torn ACL last year, starting for the first time in her career regularly. Here is Talia Scott with a shot clock at single digits, finds Van Geitenbeek way beyond the arc. Top of the key, it is Buggs. She tries to fire in the post, and that's intercepted there by Nunn. She basically threw it right to Nunn and probably needed to just pop a jumper there with the shot clock winding down. So no score, 35 seconds into the ball game. Here is Grambling State with their first offensive possession. It looks like they're trying to drain some clock right away as Prien drives inside, throws it wildly off the back rim, and Baylor clears the rebound. It's Buggs with her first. They drained about 15 seconds off the shot clock by design, it looked like.
Yeah, they do a lot of isolation plays, and so that's exactly what we saw.
Here's Bella Fauntleroy muscling her way down the left baseline, but she can't hit the turnaround shot as she leans in. Rebound to Grambling State, and here comes Prien once again. She's listed at 5'7", a graduate guard JUCO transfer for Courtney Simmons' Grambling State team out of the SWAC, the Southwest Athletic Conference. Again, she is draining clock. She's got to go isolation on Talia Scott. Top of the key, gets inside the lane, stripped to the basketball, got it back beneath the basket, kicks it in the corner. Here is Simmons up top to Mosley. Shot clock at 3. At 2, she puts up an awkward runner and can't get it to fall. That hung on the rim before falling off, and Geitenbeek clears the board in a crowd in traffic. Bounces ahead to Buggs, kicks it to a cutting Fauntleroy, who glasses it in.
And we got to get an assist not only to Buggs for that great pass, but also to KJ just getting in the way and giving a clean shot to Bella as Baylor jumps out to a 2-0 lead.
Fauntleroy scores the game's first points, and once again, Prien is draining clock. We're down to 15 seconds to shoot. Actually down to 12 before she begins her move. Wants to drive on Scott, sends it to the baseline. There finds a teammate Simmons, drives inside, has the ball deflected by KJ, and here come the Bears once again. Really not getting clean looks here in the early going against this Baylor defense. Talia Scott drives in a crowd, slings it in the corner. Open look at a 3 by Van Geitenbeek, rattles it home. Lori, Coach Nicky said for Jana, she tries to find her shot. Boy, that first one going in could cause her to relax a little bit. Let's see if that's the case.
Yeah, I think that's the kind of shot that you get that assist from Talia, is that Talia touched the paint, got it out on a dime to Jana, who caught the ball, didn't even think about it as she drained the 3.
5-0 Bears, 2 minutes and 40 seconds into the game. Nunn puts it on the floor with 10 on the shot clock for Grambling State. Mosley spins it to the left wing. They're going to send it back for a Johnson three that's no good. That's probably their best look of the game, but they couldn't hit. Dariana Little-Page Bugs clears her third rebound, and here comes the Bears. Fauntleroy fakes a pass, flings it inside. Good position. KJ with the layup, prompting an early Grambling State timeout. Good execution there, Lori.
It truly is, and the way that Baylor has already spread the scoring around. You know that's the way it's going to be. You got Bella on the assist for Bugs, Jana with the three on the assist from Talia Scott, and then KJ, a great finish on an entry pass from Bella. So 3 different players have scored, 3 different players with assists.
The 2025-26 women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank, proudly serving Central Texans in Waco, Temple, and Austin. Bank different, Bank Central. Central National Bank. 7-0 Bears, not quite 3 minutes into the ball game here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage led by expert industry knowledge and a commitment to community. With kindness and integrity at the forefront, every agent is equipped to help you navigate the market and make the real estate journey your own. Whether buying or selling, feel supported with an award-winning agent at your side from first offer through contract and close. Magnolia Realty serves cities including Waco, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, Temple. Learn more at magnoliarealty.com.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. But with the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud. Here's a tip. If you get a call saying they're going to lock you in jail for missing jury duty unless you pay a fine, that's fake. Scammers use scare tactics to force you to act without thinking. Just hang up the phone. This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Game's first 7 points and hit their last 3 field goals. They lead 7-0. 7:01 to play first quarter. And Lori, so far a couple of things. One, good job by the Baylor defense not getting lulled to sleep. This Grambling State team drains about 14, 15, 16 seconds off the clock every possession before making a move. So far, Baylor has not bent on any of their attempts to get someone to slip behind the defense or leak back out. That's good to see. And also, after a missed shot and a turnover early, Baylor is kind of simplifying here, finding open players and hitting them for good looks.
Yeah, when you talk about the way that Baylor has played on defense, what they want to do, and we've heard this statement pretty often about guarding your yard and keeping the ball in front of you, rebounding the basketball, and then not allowing second chance points, because if you watch Grambling, they crash the boards hard. They're all pretty much the same height, so they don't have a true post player who's in there trying to pull down rebounds, but they average, I think, 17 offensive rebounds a game. And they are 15th in the country in that category, so that's what they like to do. On offense, it's isolation, and they can get to the glass to try to give themselves second chance points, and so far Baylor has not allowed that.
Out of the timeout, Grambling State has the basketball. Bears with a 7-0 lead. Again, it is Prien running point and dribbling in the midcourt circle. Starts her drive a little earlier in the shot clock this time. Finds Allie Bartholomew just checked in off the bench. Bartholomew drives to the free throw line, pops a jumper but can't hit it. Was a good look, but it bounced off the rim, and there's rebound number 4 for Dariana Little-Page Bugs. They play it ahead to Bella Fauntleroy. Can't clear a shot. Now to Jana Van Guyten. Be good at 3 a moment ago. Swings it perimeter right to Bugs. Now to Bella. Bella looks inside. Instead goes out to Talia Scott. Retreats near the center jump circle. Bounces towards the crowd. Finds Bella Fauntleroy, who flings it down low. Right block to Dariana Little-Page Bugs. Shot clock at 7. Cross court pass to Jana Van Guyten. He had too much on it. Coach Nicky with a signal just to, hey, kind of settle down. The shot clock was winding down. Try to cross-court pass that if you're on the money, Jana has an open look at a 3, but that's a difficult pass.
Yeah, that one was a lot of times you see that skip pass that has a lot more air underneath it. That one was like a line drive, and it just did not get near Jana. She could pull that one in.
Just about 4 minutes gone in this one. Baylor with a 7-0 lead. Grambling State with the basketball. Bartholomew, their first player off the bench, finds Nunn. Nunn between the circles with 10 on the shot clock, puts it on the floor, wants to drive in on KJ, flings it up and misses. Dariana Little-Page-Bugs dominating the glass in the early going. She claims another rebound, gives it ahead to Talia Scott, accelerates inside the arc to the free throw line, fires it to Jana, extra pass to Bugs, who splashes in a three.
Boy, don't you love that to see Bugs. And again, Talia touches the paint. They know they're going to go after her since she averages 24 points a game. She just turned around, gave it to Bugs. Bugs did not think about it, but just pulled the trigger on the throw.
It's a 10-0 Baylor lead as Prien begins a drive with 11 seconds to shoot. She's caught in a crowd, sends it to Bartholomew, drives inside on Bugs, has it soundly rejected by Bugs, picked up by Jana Van Guyten, beat the Bears in transition, kick out to Talia Scott, catch and shoot three, count it, and put her on the line. She hit the three as she was fouled. All 5 Baylor starters have scored in the first 5 minutes, and the Bears have a chance to increase their 13-0 lead at the line. That's on Allie Bartholomew, her first, the team's first. Lori, a moment ago I was thinking, wow, the only player for the Bears who hasn't scored is Talia Scott. How often are you going to say that? Well, not surprisingly, she got in on the act, but you love that everyone is in on the act here in the early going as Scott's free throw is up and good as she completes the 4-point play. Halfway through the first quarter, it's a 14-0 Baylor lead. It is Prien, Nunn, Mosley, along with Johnson and Griffin on the floor for Grambling. 4:52 to play, 12 seconds to shoot. Here is Mosley spinning it to Johnson. Perimeter right to Prien, shot clock down to 6. Prien tries to hit Franklin down low, and as they're about to turn the ball over, Franklin is called for an offensive foul, bowling over Talia Scott. It was going to be a turnover either way, but the added benefit for the Bears of getting a foul called on one of their main post players.
Boy, when the shot clock is winding down, that's where the chaotic activity really comes in. And by Baylor, again, standing their ground and guarding the yard, they force that errant pass out of bounds.
Baylor with the basketball. Up by a score of 14-0. Bears have hit their last 5 field goals. Pass in the post to Kirsten Johnson, and it's a little low, and she struggled with it. That's a turnover, giving it back to Grambling State.
Boy, I thought, what an entry pass from Jana. And I think it just fell out of the hands of KJ, and she was just a little bit too far underneath the basket and was standing out of bounds to turn the basketball over.
That is 3 first-quarter turnovers against Grambling State, who forces 24 per game, number 17 in the nation. 14-0 Baylor lead as the Tigers begin their offensive maneuvering with only 9 seconds on the shot clock. Prien picks up her dribble, has to give it to a teammate, get it back. We're down to 3 to shoot, down to 2 to shoot. Prien drives inside, has it blocked. Extra tip outside, and that's a shot clock violation.
Yeah, they did give some penetration into the lane, but the ball never hit the rim, and so Baylor gets that turnover off of the shot clock violation.
It's a 14-0 Baylor lead. Just under 4 minutes to play. Up there's a turnover. Bugs got double teamed near midcourt and tried to pass it. It was tipped away, and that leads to the first scoring of the game for Grambling State as Nunn pops in a jumper. And now another steal. That's back-to-back turnovers by the Bears as there's another double team. It looks like they're kind of doing a little mini trap there, Lori, and forcing Baylor turnovers. That's 3 of them now in the last minute 20.
Well, they have an average of 12 steals per game, too, so very active in trying to attack defensively.
Here is Prien at the free throw line, and that's a 3-second violation. She stepped beyond the free throw line and then couldn't find a teammate, and that's a turnover, giving it back to the Bears.
Yeah, got stuck at the elbow with her feet in the paint. So good job by teammates and Talia Scott just to make sure she did not have an outlet pass.
14-2 Bears, just about 3 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Here's Kirsten Johnson bouncing it to Talia Scott. Scott with 12 seconds to shoot finds Johnson, who hits Bugs with a pass in the paint. Turn around, good. Pretty shot there by Dariana Little-Page-Bugs, who has 5 early points.
And Bugs got in there deep and just had the easy turnaround shot. Real comfortable shot on the assist from KJ. Well, Baylor is spreading the scoring around and spreading the assists around as well.
It's a 16-2 lead. Here's a jumper that banks in and out from the free throw line. That's missed by Jamaica Roberson. Baylor back the other way with it. 150 seconds to play in the first quarter. Bella all alone in the corner and knocks in a line drive three. Jenna Van Geitenbeek faked a shot and then realized she had her teammate open in the corner and assisted her on an open three-point basket. Baylor 4 of 5 from downtown.
You know, you might
first
have
quarter.
Heard the crowd just go, ooh, because that was a no-look pass from Jana on the wing over to Bella in the corner. You know, and each player on the floor for Baylor has an assist. Jana Van Geitenbeek leads with 3.
Well, Baylor has a really good assist to made shots ratio here in the first quarter. Shot clock at 3 for Grambling State, forcing up an awkward shot there. None can't get the roll. There's another rebound for Buggs, who has 7 of them here in the first quarter. Bella's open again in the corner, but this 3 is too strong. Offensive rebound, Buggs gives it to Jana, who steps into a 3 but misses. Another offensive board by Bella Fauntleroy. Another crack at it for the Bears. It is Buggs flinging it perimeter right to Bella Fauntleroy. 12 on the shot clock. Pass knocked away, but Jana Van Geitenbeek chases it down. Sends it out to Kirsten Johnson, whose open 3 is dead on.
You know, KJ is pretty much money from the outside. She doesn't shoot a high volume of threes, but boy, can she knock one down when given the chance. She is 4 for 6 on the year from the 3.
Bears scored the game's first 14 points, then Grambling hit a 2. Bears have scored the next 8 since then. Grambling State with a look at a 3 that is no good. Mosley can't hit from the left wing. And another rebound by the Bears. Outlet ahead to Dariana Littlepage. Buggs in transition. Her open 3 is no good. Maybe not the best shot there, but the Bears are now 5 of 9 from beyond the arc here in the first quarter. Maybe a heat check shot, you might say, by Buggs. We're down to 18 seconds to shoot, 43 seconds to play first quarter. 22-2, Baylor lead. Here's Priyan on the drive, gets inside and got her shot smothered out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Tigers with 7 seconds to shoot.
I think Buggs got her hand on that one. We'll see if they call that a block. Both Bella and Buggs were there to be able to defend that basketball. I don't think they give anybody they just give a missed shot. They don't give a block on that, which is kind of odd.
That is kind of odd. I mean,
what happened?
There's definitely a hand on it, yeah. 7 seconds to shoot once Grambling plays it in from the baseline. They're having some trouble and fling it out near midcourt. Talia Scott with the beat on the steal. She picks it up, drives to the basket, and is fouled. She'll go to the free throw line. Boy, you can see she had a read on that. Good defense by Baylor as they forced Grambling State to throw it near midcourt. They really got too much air underneath the pass, and Talia Scott read that all the way. It took a foul to stop her from getting a layup. And she'll go to the free throw line where she's been excellent this year, 87%. She is second in the nation in made free throws and 4th in free throws taken. And, we may take a look at this and see if there's any extracurricular.
Previous play of a foul on Grambling number 22 is under review.
We're going to see if that was intentional, perhaps, because that was, that's a foul that was intentional. There's no question about did she mean to foul. She did. She meant to foul. The question was is if it met the definition of being intentional. We're getting a look at the replay now. She does kind of slap her from behind. She got her kind of across the neck and the chin. I think she was trying to play the ball, but she was nowhere near the ball, and so the end result was she got Talia Scott in the face. I think it depends on how literally they read the definition of this.
Yeah, and I think you got to look at that, especially because Talia got like you said, a very good read on the ball and just took off to the left-hand side, and the shot was impacted, obviously, so it was a foul. Just what kind of foul are they going to call? It was pretty cool. Well, now Brian Hall calls over Carmen Inouye to take a look at it.
The thing was, I think in the player's mind there, if it's hard to read a player like Demaya Griffin's mind from over here necessarily, but she was clearly trying to make a play there that was likely going to lead into a foul. I think in her mind she was trying to play for the basketball. You could see the way her arm was going up, like it was like you would for the basketball. The problem was Talia Scott had a couple steps ahead on her, and as such, she ended up catching her on the face and neck.
After review, call on the floor against Grambling. Personal foul is staying as a common foul. 2 shots for Baylor.
So there you go. That's
I'm glad they took a look at it, because I agree with you. She didn't go in there and do an open field tackle.
Right.
Now there's a difference there, but it looks like, yes, she was coming from behind, but I didn't see any malice there behind what you would call just a common foul. You know what? Put Talia Scott at the
I'll take
at the
that.
line.
Uting Dunn in the game for the first time for the Bears, as is Markayla Johnson, along with Kyla Abraham after that timeout for the review. As Talia Scott calmly drains the first free throw, she's got one more coming. It's a 23-2 Baylor lead with 32.3 seconds to play in the first quarter. Scott a couple dribbles, second free throw up, also good.
Yeah, she's perfect on her free throws today. She completed a 4-point play earlier, and so she is upwards well over 85% from the free throw line.
About 2.5 seconds between the clocks. Grambling tends to drain it anyway. That's what they're doing right now as Prien runs the point. Redmond out to set a screen. Prien over to the middle of the floor, picks up the dribble, nearly walked with it, feeds it to Griffin. 6 seconds to shoot, 9 seconds to play, first quarter. Here's a drive by Redmond, gets inside, soundly swatted out of bounds by Bella Fauntleroy. That was a dismissive swat of the basketball on the shorter player who made the poor decision to drive in on Bella.
Yeah, and Bella's footwork was outstanding, the way that she is able to maneuver and keep herself straight to be able to attack that basketball.
They'll have 1.8 seconds to clear a shot. It's inbounded and knocked away, and it will stay with Grambling with 0.9 of a second now on the shot clock as Bella Fauntleroy knocked it out of bounds.
She did. Bella just stayed relentless with the basketball.
Going to have to be a catch and shoot as Prien having some trouble. Flings it into Johnson, who lets it fly, and she airballs it. That's a shot clock violation. Comes with 0.7 of a second to play in the first quarter.
Well, you know, that may be the best defense that Grambling had just then. Take that entire shot clock away and not allow Baylor to be able to get a shot at the end of the first quarter.
Bears inbound to conclude the first Bears score. The first quarter's last 10 points after scoring its first 14, and they lead 24-2 at the end of one. Hey, Bears fans, this basketball season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink for basketball watching. Pepsi, that's what I like, proud partner of Baylor Athletics. Every starter has scored for the Bears. Talia Scott leads all scorers with 6, and it's 24-2 Baylor at the end of one. Here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
TFNB, your bank for life, is the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Central Texans are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and savings accounts to earn interest or cash back. With 5 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB, your bank for life. Member FDIC. Baylor Nation rolls along with Allen Samuels Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. Start with award-winning service and factory-trained techs. Then shop our new and used lineup from cars, trucks to SUVs, all makes and models. Running a business? We're your Central Texas headquarters for ProMaster vans, cab, and chassis and work trucks. For power and comfort, test drive the Ram 1500, the Motor Trend Truck of the Year winner again. Allen Samuels in Waco, proud partner of Baylor Athletics. Come by. Let's be friends.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
That's the score at the end of one quarter. Lowest point total Baylor is allowed in a single quarter this year. And now, Lori, for the Bears, this game's in hand after one. At least it should be. Don't mess around. Let's see if the Bears can continue to play as well in the second quarter as they did in the first.
Yeah, you don't want to have a repeat of the Louisiana Tech-Baylor game. Baylor had jumped out in the first quarter last Wednesday, 24-8. Had a really solid first quarter, but in that second period, the scoring just left Baylor, as well as taking care of the ball, as the Lady Texters outscored the Bears 13-12 in that second period. Just was not a very efficient, clean second frame. And so you want to see the next 10 minutes of Baylor keeping the pedal to the metal, the opportunities for bench players to come in to maintain that score and extend it. So I think that's really what the focus here is now for this team.
Lori, on a non-basketball note, the Lane Kiffin saga has dominated college sports the last few days. We now have an official answer from him. He has taken the job at LSU. The team that Ole Miss, the team that he has led to the playoff, he's trying to act like Ole Miss won't let him stay on. Of course Ole Miss won't let him stay on. He's abandoning his team despite making tens of millions of dollars for more tens of millions of dollars. Go have him, LSU. That's my opinion. There you go. I know I threw that all at you.
You did. I think that was probably the worst kept secret in all of college football because you knew exactly what was going to happen.
You did. But it is now official, and I'll say this, Ole Miss knew what they were getting when they hired him because this is who he's always been despite his protest that he had changed. Still, I feel bad for the kids there at Ole Miss and the fans there who are having a great year, and their coach leaves them for an arch rival for more money. To the second quarter we go. Baylor with a 24-2 lead. Grambling State with the basketball. They'll begin with a catch-and-shoot three by Denia Griffin. She misses, and the weak side rebound trickles out of bounds. It'll be Baylor basketball.
Love how Bella Fauntleroy is playing on the defensive end. She's relentless down there, but also she just used that long wingspan of hers just to keep anybody from getting that ball, just letting it go outside and be a dead ball rebound.
Here's Markayla Johnson with it for the Bears. She's in for the first time. Bench players on the floor for Baylor, among them Kyla Abraham, who takes a high pass from Dunn, goes up to get it and lays it in.
I did not know where that pass was going, but what a zinger on the assist from Dunn to Kyla Abraham, catching and shooting. Baylor up 26-2.
There's an answer from Grambling State as Zaria Johnson catches a pass on the baseline and hits a 15-footer, just the second bucket by Grambling State. It's a 26-4 Baylor lead. Here's Talia Scott, catch and shoot three from the left side online, but too strong, and the long rebound picked up off the floor by Redmond. Here comes Grambling with Griffin, Nunn, Johnson, Redmond, and Preen on the floor. Baylor defensively with Markayla, Abraham, Dunn, Fauntleroy, and Scott. Redmond with the dribble, has her shot at the top of the key, blocked by Kyla Abraham. She chases it back down, floats it down low in the post, and finds Nunn in close for the layup with the shot clock dwindling.
Yeah, I think by Kyla being all the way out front, she wasn't able to recover fast enough. So Grambling able to score 2 buckets in a row off Baylor.
Baylor with the 26-6 lead and the basketball. An entry pass into the post is knocked away by the Tigers as Dariana Littlepage Buggs returns along with Jana Van Geitenbeek in place of Bella Fauntleroy and Talia Scott. Redmond exits. Ariana Mosley is back in for Grambling State. There's played into Buggs. Little short jumper is missed from the right block, right off the inbounds pass, and the rebound grabbed by Grambling State. 3 fruitless possessions by the Bears here after they scored on the opening bucket of the second quarter. Brienne bounces it perimeter left. It is Mosley on the floor around a Nunn screen. Swings it right side to Griffin. Single digits on the shot clock as Nunn takes a pass in the post. Misses a turnaround jumper with Abraham right in front of her. And Kyla Abraham clears the rebound. Here comes Jana Van Geitenbeek into the front court. Van Geitenbeek around an Abraham screen, pushes it in the left corner to Markayla Johnson, drives inside, swings the elbows, and glasses it in as the defender flies by.
I thought she was trapped along the baseline, but found just a little bit of daylight to take another step and be able to put it off the glass. So Johnson, Markayla Johnson's first points today.
She had a career high 11 Wednesday. She hits her first bucket here, and it's a 28-6 Baylor lead. Training clock again is Grambling as Preen angles to the left side of the floor, bounces to Nunn at the top of the key. She wants to drive in on Abraham, who stays with her defensively, cuts her off, passes back out to Preen with 3 to shoot, with 2 to shoot. Out there with her is Markayla Johnson, gets her off her feet, but she misses the 3, leaning in. Difficult shot to make there, and they do not make it. Buggs with the rebound. Bears in transition. Markayla wants her first 3 as a Bear, but it's short. Abraham high points the offensive rebound. They're going to kick it outside. Van Geitenbeek on the drive, gets inside, misses the right-hand runner. Fight for the rebound in a crowd. Kyla Abraham had a hand on it, but it is snagged by Griffin, and they outlet it ahead to Mosley for 2. She was right beneath the bucket, and she was able to finish before she sliced underneath the basket. 28-8, Baylor with the basketball and the lead. Here's Van Geitenbeek running point around an Abraham screen. Slings it left side to Markayla Johnson. She is bodied on the drive. That'll be a foul on Dushin Preen. Priyan, that's her first, the team's first. And the Bears will play it in from the baseline. Deborah Saitu Redmond checks back in and gives Demaya Griffin a breather. So far, we haven't seen their leading scorer, Monica Marsh, a Plano native who averages 11 points per game. Baylor played it in from the baseline. It is Buggs with a catch-and-shoot jumper, too strong from the mid-left post. And here is Redmond with the rebound. Buggs so far on the game, 5 points, 9 rebounds on 2 of 5 shooting. She's also got an assist. 6:15 to play here in the second quarter. Baylor with a 28-8 lead. Grambling with the basketball. They're going to bounce it outside to Mosley. Thought about a three, tries a step back two that's blocked by Buggs. She saves the basketball to Van Geitenbeek. Van Geitenbeek circling into the front court. They're trying to harass her out there. She gets a step, though, on Redmond. Has the ball poked away. Kicks it in the corner, and Dunn, thinking about a three or a drive, gets called for a travel as she tries to do both at the same time.
Yeah, that's because Grambling closed out real quickly. I think Dunn still could have pulled the trigger from beyond the arc, but I think that was in her mind. Am I going to get a good look here, or can I put the ball on the floor and see if I can get a good baseline jumper? And just that split second of indecision causes that turnover.
They look to get it going offensively in the second quarter. They're 2 of 7 with a turnover. Still, they lead 28-8. With 5:40 to play here in the second quarter. 15 seconds to shoot for Grambling. Now it is Mosley running the point. Mosley to the right side of the floor. Picks up the dribble. Finds none at the right elbow. She sends it back out to Mosley, who fumbles the pass with 4 to shoot. Gets it back. Sends it out to Johnson with 1 to shoot. Extra pass. That's a shot clock violation. 1 too many passes. Good defense everywhere you looked on the floor, Lori. Baylor was staying home no matter what Grambling State tried.
Yes, they caused all of those extra passes each time, even with somebody with a little bit of space.
Well, as Grambling pressures in the back court, Lori, they're called for a foul. That's Priyan fouling Buggs. A little too aggressive there.
Yeah, Buggs did a good job hanging on to that ball as a bit of kamikaze defense came in there, so ends up with the foul instead of the turnover.
Baylor with a 20-point lead here midway through the second quarter. Markela has it on the right side. Thought about passing it in the post to Buggs, but did not. Here is Van Geitenbeek high on the left side. Now to Buggs, top of the key. Outside to Markela. Drives, flings it down low. Buggs lets the defender fly by, leans in and rolls it over the side of the rim and in.
You know, if at first you don't succeed,
yes,
you don't make that pass, do it again. Baylor recycled the ball back around to Markela. That time she hit that pick and roll there, and what a great move from Buggs. Not only catching the ball, but also being able to get that shot off the second time around.
None with a miss for Grambling State. Now the Bears have it in transition. Jana Van Geitenbeek flings it left side for an open Markela Johnson three. That's in and out. Offensive board. Buggs tries to lay it back in reverse style, but throws it off the bottom of the rim. She was too far under. Well, Markela had what would have been her first made three about a third of the way down before it kicked back out. Baylor with the 30-8 lead. Grambling State, who has not scored in 2 minutes and 20 seconds, has the basketball. They find Johnson down low, who breaks that streak, getting a step on Abraham, or actually just really slipping behind her and taking the feed to lay it in. Grambling's actually outscored Baylor 8-6 here in the second quarter, but the Bears have a 30-10 lead. Here's Markela Johnson putting it on the floor, driving inside and finishing. Flexes, that was a strong drive. She absorbed some contact there. She has 4 second quarter points to give Baylor a 32-10 edge.
Love watching her play.
Yeah.
There is so much just joy in watching her.
Turnaround three, no good by Nunn, left side. Rebound off the floor, grabbed by Grambling, but they throw it away. Nearly throw it away. There's contact all over the floor, and a jump ball is called. It's going to be Baylor basketball, and that brings us to our second quarter media timeout. The 2025-26 women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank. Proudly serving Central Texans in Waco, Temple, and Austin. Bank different. Bank Central, Central National Bank. Baylor by 22, up 32-10 with 3.5 to play in the first half on the Baylor Sports.
Blue Bonnet Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
Slam that cash with First Central Credit Union. Create a full court press with First Central's free checking that pays you cash back and refunds fees from other banks' ATMs. Enjoy free reward checking and be the MVP of a new cashback season. It's an easy bank shot. Apply online at firstcentralcu.com. We're your team.
Everything we do is true. We do for you.
Eligibility and qualifications apply. Member NCUA.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
State 10, that's our score with 3.5 minutes to play here in the first half. Baylor's offense is quieted in the second quarter, but still they've allowed just 10 points to Grambling in the first 16 and a half minutes. And Lori, once again, Dariana Little-Page Buggs already with double-digit rebounds. It's only the first half. She's got a dozen. That's now 6 of her 8 games this year. She's reached double digits.
Sorry, I'm watching the three-point contest, or the half-court shot.
Oh, Jack, a member of the Dream Team, almost hit it.
He's almost hit a couple of those. But anyway, going back to Dariana Little-Page Buggs, boy, relentless on the glass today. She's just in perfect position to be able to pull down a rebound, and we've seen that from her in all 4 seasons here at Baylor, so it's unsurprising. But you know what? That just shows the kind of player that she is. Sometimes when the ball's not falling through the hoop, she still gives you maximum effort out there, and it shows on the glass today.
Well, a dozen boards for her. She might well be averaging a double-double again by the time the game is over. At the moment, she's at 9.4 points and 9.7 rebounds per game. So she is right there, knocking at the door. Already double-digit rebounds and points as well. For the Bears, Buggs has 7, Scott has 6. Balanced scoring effort for the Bears. 5 apiece for KJ and Fauntleroy. 4 for Markayla Johnson. 3 for Jana Van Geitenbeek. Van Geitenbeek has already met her season average here in the first half with 5 assists and no turnovers against this Grambling State defense that is good at forcing them. Out of the timeout, Baylor with the basketball. It's Van Geitenbeek out there with original starters on the floor. It's now Scott with the basketball. Perimeter left, swings across court to Bella. Catch and shoot 3 from the right side is short. And the rebound picked up off the floor by Mosley. It is Mosley, Bartholomew, Nunn, Johnson, and Redmond for the Tigers. They get a player down low. Mosley slipped behind the defense, can't clear the shot because there was good post defense there by KJ. They kick it back out for Mosley 3 that's no good. And another rebound by the Bears has them off and running. Van Geitenbeek slings it across court looking for Talia Scott, but Nunn tips it out of bounds. Say this is a quick twitch Grambling State team, and if the ball's in the air a long time, it seems like kind of like a secondary. They have a way of getting a hand in on it.
Well, you know somebody's keeping an eyeball on Talia Scott. They're not going to not know where she is on the floor, so it was a good defensive effort that time. Baylor plays it back in with 2:45 to play first half. KJ takes a feed from Talia Scott in the crowd and can't hit the short jumper from the left block. Bartholomew with the rebound, nearly has it poked away by Buggs, but maintains possession. Draining clock. Down to 18 seconds to shoot, 2.5 to play. Bartholomew, as the student section chants at her, feeds it at the top of the key to Nunn. Harassed down low, finds Johnson. She forces up a tough shot. Bella stands her ground, and she misses. Bella claims the rebound. Feeds it ahead to Talia Scott with 2:15 to play first half. Scott dances over to the left side of the floor, finds Bella, who fires it perimeter right to Van Geitenbeek. Now back to Bella. They swing it back left side to Scott, looking in the post, but they can't get it there, and now a foul is called in the post. That was a little too much aggression on the part of Claire Simmons. Ooh, Simmons and Buggs were both battling each other underneath, trying to get position, and I think that last bang from from Simmons on Bugs. Got called for that foul.
2:03 to play first half as Baylor plays it in from the baseline. Ooh. As Grambling tries to save it, Bella Fauntleroy bodies Redmond a little too aggressive there, and that's the first foul on Bella. First on the Bears in the second quarter.
But Bella is going to pursue the basketball. I don't think you give that one up like you do. I think there was an opportunity, but just the angle wasn't kind to her that time.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Baylor 32, Grambling 10. 2 minutes to play first half. They play it into Bartholomew, the Tigers do. Both teams have scored 8 points apiece here in the second quarter. Baylor on defense as Johnson airballs a baseline jumper, and now Baylor has it nearly stolen, and it is stolen as Scott didn't realize that they were sneaking behind her to pick her pocket, and in the scrum, an open three by Griffin is missed, or by Bartholomew rather. Neither team can claim the rebound. It's out of bounds, last touched by the Bears. Well, this has not been a great offensive second quarter, but let's see if the Bears can close it strong here. First, they need a defensive stop with a fresh 20 for the Tigers. Playing it in from the baseline. Inbounds to Mosley. Catch and shoot jumper is in and out. Tipped up by Nunn, but she can't hit. And the second rebound grabbed by Bella. Gives it ahead to Talia Scott. Mosley guarding her. Under 90 seconds to play. Mosley at the body. Grambling players look confused, but that was clearly a foul there on Ariana Mosley. Her first, the team's fourth. And it's going to be played in from the baseline by Jana Van Geitenbeek in the corner. Talia, catch, shoot, bury a three. Well, we've seen Baylor run that play pretty well. Talia Scott leaks out into a corner, and Jana just angles a pass to her for a catch and shoot three.
Yeah, Jana's sixth assist on this game, but she also does that inbounds play over into the corner so well because she does not look when she makes that pass.
Baylor by 25 as Grambling has the ball with a minute to play in the first half. Now 7 seconds to shoot. Nunn wants to drive, needs to get rid of it, flings it up and off. Good defense by KJ, and she grabs the rebound. Fingertip pass ahead to Jana Van Geitenbeek. Outlet ahead. Catch and shoot. Scott three. No. Fight for the rebound. Bella chases it down in a crowd. Gives it to Jana to Scott. Now Bella with a catch and release three off the back rim. No. On line too strong, and the rebound is claimed by Mosley. About 7 seconds, 7 seconds between the clocks here as we're down to 27 seconds to play in the first half. Grambling is going to dribble out some clock by design. Now Bartholomew wants to drive, picks up the dribble, needs a teammate to find her, and that's a travel.
Yeah, took an extra step there. Was not caught in the lane that time, but glad they saw the extra step and made that call. So Baylor will have the ball, able to execute towards the end of the half. 18.5 seconds left.
Eugene Dunn in for the Bears on this last shot opportunity. Talia Scott picked up across the midcourt by Bartholomew as we're down to 10 seconds to play in the first half. Here's a drive by Scott, gets inside, knives to the basket, and she is fouled. They had one to give. No, they did not. I beg your pardon. That's going to put Baylor at the free throw line. They'd just given up that last one a moment ago. And so that is going to send Talia Scott to the line with 7.9 seconds to go. Not a shooting foul, but they were at 4. And Markayla Johnson checks in for Jana Van Geitenbeek. Scott with 9 points has a chance to become the game's first double-digit scorer, and she succeeds in so doing, hitting the first free throw. After the second free throw, if she makes it, Grambling will have 7.9 seconds to go the length. Second free throw up by Scott, rattles it home. Baylor is up by a score of 37-10 as Grambling walks it slowly across midcourt. Now accelerates with 3, with 2. Bartholomew gets inside, loses the dribble, gets it back, and misses a turnaround baseline jumper as the first half draws to its conclusion. Well, it wasn't Baylor's best offensive quarter, but they scored the last 7 points of the second quarter and will take a pretty commanding 27-point lead into halftime. And Laura, you hope the third quarter is a little better than the second quarter. Still solid defense by the Bears all the way around as they've held Grambling to just 14% shooting from the field.
Now Baylor is crashing the boards well. They lead the rebounding battle. taking pretty good care of the basketball as well. They turned it over 8 times, but in the last game, I think we had 20 turnovers. And against this team, I'll take that. That Baylor closing out the last 4 minutes on a 7-0 run, and during that time, they've kept zeros on the scoreboard for Grambling as Baylor goes into the locker room leading by 27.
The Nissan halftime report is straight ahead. We'll take a look at first half stats, other scores from around the nation, and then get you ready for the third quarter. That's all on the way from Foster Pavilion, where at intermission the Bears lead Grambling 37-10 on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Today we have 2 very special guests on our program. Introducing Len and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip. Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Come see why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green alongside her dedicated optometrist and staff. Receive trustworthy insights on your eye health. Enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear, and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes and face with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Green Eye Associates, official optometrists of Baylor Athletics.
Hi, Jan from Toyota here to let you know that Toyotathon is on! And what better way to get in the spirit of the season than with a new Toyota, like RAV4, Grand Highlander, and Corolla Cross. But to really get in the spirit, let's sing about it. So without further ado, driving through the snow in a new RAV4, hooray! To the slopes we go in a Highlander for a ski day. A Camry to get hot cocoa, tubing with a Tundra makes the kids go loco. Oh, what fun it is to make holiday wishes come true. Toyotathon, Toyotathon, Toyotathon is on. Oh, what fun it is to drive a new Toyota today. Hey!
Dealer inventory may vary. Current offers on these vehicles end December 1st. Offers are subject to change throughout Toyotathon, which ends on January 5th. See a participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota. Let's go places. During Toyotathon, qualified buyers can get 2.99% APR financing for 72 months on a rugged new 2026 Tundra. Offer available in select states only.
You're listening to live coverage of Baylor women's basketball. Now, it's time for the Nissan Halftime Show. Brought to you by Central National Bank, proud season sponsor of Baylor women's basketball. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Nissan, innovation that excites. Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we break down the first half. Check in on scores and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
State 37. This is the Nissan halftime report. Nissan, innovation that excites. The Bears score the game's first 14 points. They close the first quarter on a 10-0 run, the second quarter on a 7-0 run, and they lead by 27 points at intermission. Let's take a look at first half stats. First team numbers: Baylor 45% from the floor, 13 of 29. Grambling just 15%, 5 of 34, and 0 of 6 beyond the arc. Meanwhile, Baylor hit 5 of their first 7 threes. They're 6 of 16 at the moment. That's 38%. Baylor perfect from the free throw line, 5 of 5. Grambling has yet to take a free throw. Grambling is number 17 in the nation, forcing 27 turnovers a game. Baylor has forced 8 turnovers tonight and given it up just 8 times. Baylor's outscored Grambling State off those turnovers 8-2 and has a 26-18 edge on the rebounds. 12 of Baylor's 13 shots have been assisted here in this one. That's a number that had gone down compared to the first 4 years of Coach Nicky's time here in Baylor as Baylor's head coach, but today 13 made field goals, 12 assists. For Grambling, 3 assists on 5 field goals. 4 points apiece for Shania Nunn and Zariah Griffin, or Zariah Johnson, I beg your pardon. But no one else on the team has more than 2, and in fact, that's mostly that amounts for all 10 of their points. For the Bears, very balanced effort led by Talia Scott, 11 points, 2 of 5 shooting, all shots coming from beyond the arc. She's 5 of 5 from the free throw line. After that, 7 points for Dariana Littlepage Bugs to go along with a game-high 13 rebounds for her. This is the 6th game out of 8 this season that she has hit double digits rebounds, and today she did so in the first half. Bella Fauntleroy with 5 points and 6 rebounds, along with KJ. Kirsten Johnson, 5 points, couple of block shots, a rebound, and an assist for the Bears. After that, Markayla Johnson has 4 points on 2 of 4 shooting. 3 for Jana Van Geitenbeek to go along with a game-high 6 assists. Kyle Abraham, 2 points and a block shot off the bench for the Bears. Yu Ting Dong played, but did not score. It all adds up to a 37-10 lead for the Bears at intermission. This is the Nissan Halftime Report. Nissan, innovation that excites. We'll take a timeout, and when we come back, Lori will take a look at other scores taking place in women's college basketball today, and then we'll get you ready for the third quarter. Men's head basketball coach Scott Drew here watching the Bears out there with Ty Beard as director of ops. 2 great director of ops for Baylor basketball. Ty Beard for the men and Michael Mata for the women. And good to see Coach Drew and Ty here today. Again, Baylor 37-10 at intermission. Back after this here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Want to be the energy our Bears need? Go gold with Baylor Athletics this season and be the gold factor across each of our sports. Wear exclusive Go Gold apparel from the Baylor Bookstore and the Spirit Shop at upcoming Go Gold dates. Stay up to date on all your golden opportunities to create an electric home atmosphere by visiting BaylorBears.com/GoGold. Sick 'em Bears.
Hellboy Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve the local area. They love to cater all kinds of events, big and small. Serving Baylor and its families is one of their favorite things, and they even ship barbecue nationwide. Check them out while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco's local barbecue restaurants, Hellboy Barbecue. Salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer.
Hi, I'm Jim Turner at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. As we celebrate our 10th year anniversary, I want to say thank you to all of our customers. Our dealership is more than a business to me. That's why when you come see us for a reliable new Chevy or award-winning service, we treat you like family. Come see our new collision center, now open to serve you even better for many years to come. Enjoy the game, then come see us at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. Together, let's drive.
Proudly serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage and a trusted neighbor, bridging expert industry knowledge with integrity and kindness. Known for their award-winning agents, Magnolia Realty understands the dynamics of making the real estate journey your own and the importance of trust from contract to close. You can find their local agents here in Waco and across the state, including in Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and Temple. To get connected and learn more, visit MagnoliaRealty.com. Here's to home.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
On a Sunday afternoon, the Baylor Bears leading the Grambling Tigers today 37-10 at half. Let's take a look at scores around Big 12 women's basketball today. We'll start first in Nassau, the Bahamas. This is the consolation game of the Goombay division of the Baha Mar Nassau Championship, and the Houston Cougars get a win over Tulsa today, 66-61. So congratulations to U of H getting the consolation win in the Bahamas. To Fort Myers, Florida, this one the championship game of Coconut Hoops, the Blue Heron division, and number 10 Iowa State all over Indiana today, 106-95. Audie Crooks for the Cyclones with a career high 47 points, and Iowa State improves to 9-0 on the season. Indiana suffers its first loss of the year. They are 7-1. And in Boulder, Montana at Colorado at the half, the Buffaloes lead the Bobcats 43-34. Don't forget about Baylor volleyball. They will be watching where they're headed later today in the NCAA tournament. The NCAA selection show begins tonight at 5 o'clock on ESPN. Baylor volleyball will be hosting a watch party. Doors open at 4 o'clock at Brazos Landing, and that is just across the river from here at Foster Pavilion. So good luck to Ryan McGuire and the Baylor Bears volleyball team. Will be watching where they're headed in the NCAA tournament. We'll know that after 5 p.m. tonight. Here at Foster Pavilion, the Baylor Bears lead the Grambling Tigers at the half. It's Bears 37, the Tigers 10. We'll be back with the start of the second half in just a moment. You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Today we have two very special guests on our program. Introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So we could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip. Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to Nextlink Internet. With Nextlink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, Nextlink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give Nextlink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears!
Kids can now join the Baylor Cub Club, the official kids club of Baylor Athletics, presented by Green Eye Associates. Fans 12 and under can register for the low cost of $25 and gain exclusive benefits and access to Baylor Athletics events. Members receive free admission to select events, exclusive giveaway access, and their own membership package. To register your Cub, please visit BaylorBears.com/Cub Club. Sign your Cub up today.
Fox Sports Radio, 93.9 K230CK and KRMX HD3 Waco.
You've been listening to the Nissan Halftime Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network. Brought to you by TFNB, the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, the championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Nissan, innovation that excites. Lidman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we get set for the second half action with the Baylor Bears. As we rejoin Derek Smith live from the booth, bringing you the second half of action and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Just about ready to start the second half. Baylor with a 37-10 lead. Talia Scott leads all scores with 11. So far, she has scored 20 points in every Baylor game she has completed as a Bear. She holds the longest streak of 20-point games as a newcomer on the roster. And Colin Pirtle tells us, Lori, that if Talia hits 20 today, she will be the first player to have scored 20 points in her first 8 games with the team since 2015. So pretty impressive what she has done, and obviously she's going to have some opportunities to do so even with the Bears up big in this game.
Yeah, when you think about some of the high-volume scorers in 2015, I have to go and look that up, but when you think about it, some of the high-flying teams during that period of time, being able to score 20 points per game in that many straight games, that's pretty impressive.
Well, it will be the original starters on the floor for the Bears. That is Van Geitenbeek, Scott, Fauntleroy, Buggs, and KJ. For Grambling, they have Mosley, Johnson, Prien as they begin on offense along with Simmons and Nunn. They're original starters as well, and they run a play to get Johnson in close on the opening possession where she is fouled on a shot attempt by Buggs. Free throws are coming.
I think they may have called that on Scott. Yeah,
I think
Talia,
you're right, Scott.
yeah.
Beg your pardon.
Well, that's. I think she just saw that she had a step on Scott, but misses that first free throw. And of course, this place goes crazy, especially the students, because they know you miss the second one, they get free cupcakes from Silo's Bakery.
Second one is up. She hit it, denied the cupcakes. But there's going to be more opportunities here as time goes on, you might think. Kirsten Johnson, as the Bears break the press, hits Fauntleroy rather with a pretty pass for the layup. Baylor with some nice passing without the ball touching the floor there to get Bella the layup. 39-11. Baylor with the lead. Grambling with the basketball. Prien running point. They like to drain clock before beginning isolation plays. Prien angles to the right side of the floor. Thinks she sees a lane. Drives beneath the basket. Tries a reverse layup that's short. Good post defense there by the Bears. And Buggs claims her game-high 14th rebound. Baylor outlets it ahead to Talia. Scott fires a fastball pass to KJ beneath the basket for the layup.
Well, Baylor had numbers, and I was really glad to see that outlet pass from Jana right on the money to Talia, who just took her time and fired a great assist in the middle. Nice finish from KJ.
Game-high 30-point lead for the Bears with a minute gone in the third quarter. Prien on the drive, bounces at the free throw line, leans inside, and drew the foul on Talia Scott. Got off her feet and was leaning in just a bit.
I think we're seeing a change in Grambling State. They say no more doing the isolation plays and taking as much time off that 30-second shot clock. We're just going to attack in the middle and see if we can get to the free throw line.
Well, that's what they are trying to do, and that's what they have earned. Here is Prien going to the line, where she is at 69% on this season. They're 1 of 2 here in this quarter, 1 of 2 on the game, and she is short on the first. One more coming is the band. Students making some noise here. Second free throw up. She hit it. And that cuts the lead back to 29 for the Bears at 41-12. Inbound to Jenna Van Geitenbeek. They're pressing in the backcourt is Grambling State. Talia Scott breaks it to Buggs. Touch pass to Van Geitenbeek. On the drive, gets inside, slings it out to Fauntleroy. Cross-court pass to Scott. Scott to the baseline, and she is fouled. That will be Ariana Mosley hit with her second and the first on the Tigers here in the third quarter, and that's going to lead to a baseline inbounds. Jana Van Geitenbeek with the goalpost to her right, having some trouble getting it in, slings it in a crowd to Buggs, who has it knocked away, and a jump ball is called as Grambling falls on it. And it's going to be Baylor ball, but that's going to reset the shot clock. It will be Fauntleroy to play it in, about the same spot as Jan a moment ago. Floats it into KJ. Baylor kicks it out to Jana Van Geitenbeek. Now back cross court to Talia Scott. Right hand dribble, wants to try to turn the corner on Nunn, who bodies her. She is called for the foul. And that is the second.
Well, I think Baylor's taking the page out of Grambling's playbook. Let's just see if we can.
Off the inbounds, Bella misses a three from the right wing. Rebound spiked to the floor and picked up by Nunn. You're right, Lori.
Yeah,
they're kind of attacking. That foul, by the way, on Nunn a moment ago was her first and the team's second. Grambling draining the clock. It's a Prien in the midcourt circle. Now feeds it ahead to Redmond. Redmond with the left-hand dribble in the corner. Here is Franklin trying to step back two and splashing it in. Johnson, I beg your pardon there. Johnson knocks it down. She's been a solid player for them throughout the year, and she leads them with 7 points. Rebound, a pass knocked away, and it's going to be a turnover, giving it back to Grambling. That's Bugs there, fumbling with it, and that's going to go back to the Tigers here with 7:45 to play. Baylor was great in the first quarter, trying to find that level once again. They really had their foot on the gas at both ends of the floor early in this game. 2.5 minutes to play, third quarter. It is Prien with the shot clock at 10, feeding it over to Johnson. She had a baseline jumper a moment ago, and here she hits a 3. This one slightly offset to the left. She has 10 points, the first Tiger in double figures, and the Baylor lead is 24 at 41-17. Here's Scott flinging it outside the arc to Jana Van Geitenbeek. Back to Scott. Touch pass in the corner. KJ one low to 3. That's in and out. And the long rebound grab by Prien. Outlets it ahead to Redmond in transition. Fumbles the pass. Scoops it outside to Mosley. Thought about a 3. Drives inside. Has her runner blocked by KJ, who is second in the Big 12 in blocks. And Baylor comes out of there with it. Jana Van Geitenbeek with the dribble. Tries to spin it to Scott, but they weren't in sync. Mosley cuts in front of the pass and has a clear path to the basket for a layup, and that is an 8-0 Grambling State run here. 3.5 minutes gone in the second half. Turnovers picking up a little bit as Baylor has 2 of them here in the early portion of the third quarter. Brienne with a touch foul on Jerion Littlepage Bugs as she begins the drive. That's Brienne's third and the team's third. And the Bears will play it in from the baseline. Lori Baylor outscored 9-4 here in the third quarter, looking to get it going offensively. Inbound to Van Geitenbeek, print all over her. Van Geitenbeek with the left-hand dribble, moves to the center of the floor, now angles left wing, spins it back right. It's Bella Fauntleroy to a cutting Bugs down low. She is fouled on her way to the basket as she got up the shot. Free throws are forthcoming. That will be on Deborah Saitu Redmond, her first. And that is the 4th on Grambling, and it sends Bugs to the free throw line for the first time on the game. She has 7 points and 15 rebounds. She's 5 away from matching her career high in boards, and she has a chance to snap this 8-0 Grambling run from the free throw line, although she struggled at the line so far this year. 47% in a limited number of options. And the first free throw, can't get the roll. It hit the front rim, hit the back rim, and had a little too much oomph on it, fell off. One more coming, it's up and it's good. So that does snap the string of 8 straight points scored by Grambling, makes it 42-19 with 6:10 to play here in the third. Prien has the ball in the midcourt jump circle. 15 seconds to shoot for Grambling. Left-hand dribble, angles to the middle of the floor. Wants to drive on KJ, thought she had a step. KJ smothers that shot. 9 seconds as the ball's out of bounds. 9 seconds is what they'll have to shoot. It'll be Grambling to play it in from the baseline. Finds none up near midcourt. She's going to start a drive with 6, with 5 to shoot. Gets inside on Fauntleroy. Extra pass to Johnson. Puts up a tough shot. No. Rebound hits the floor. Fight for it, and Scott comes away from it. She was battling there with Mosley. She wants to get all the way to the basket. Tough reverse layup, and she misses. Rebound is lost by Prien, but because that is Baylor basketball. Beg your pardon. She lost it out of bounds trying to save it. Bartholomew checks in for Grambling State. Yuting Dunn is in for the Bears. Or Baylor would like to get the offense clicking here in this third quarter. Baylor was electric in the first quarter, shooting 62% and outscoring them 24-2. But since then, just 18 points for the Bears in the last nearly 15 minutes. Here is Talia Scott in a crowd, and we've got a whistle. They got a hand on the basketball, Grambling did. And I think they're checking to see who that foul will be on. Yes, they are. That is on Redmond, her second. And that's the 5th on Grambling State. It'll send Talia Scott to the line, where she is 5 of 5 today. Excellent free throw shooter, and first is good. 12 points now for Talia Scott. Baylor's points in the last 3:47 have come at the free throw line.
first bugs a moment ago, and now Talia Scott as she calmly hits them both. It's a 25-point Baylor lead at 25-19, or 44-19, I beg your pardon. Baylor has led by as many as 30, and now a timeout is called by Grambling State as they move into the front court. I want to say hello to everyone watching on the Courtside cam, brought to you by NextLink, reliable high-speed internet for your home or business. That is NextLink. 5:30 to play, third quarter. Baylor up by 25 at 44-19 on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. But with the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud. Here's a tip. Don't buy from social media ads unless the ad is from a verified company. When you click those ads, you open yourself up to fraud. If it seems too good to be true, it almost always is. This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
Proudly serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage and a trusted neighbor, bridging expert industry knowledge with integrity and kindness. Known for their award-winning agents, Magnolia Realty understands the dynamics of making the real estate journey your own and the importance of trust from contract to close. You can find their local agents here in Waco and across the state, including in Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and Temple. To get connected and learn more, visit magnoliarealty.com. Here's to home.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Bob Baker, our courtside engineer. Cameron Savoy, our producer, at our studios in Waco. This the second of 5 consecutive games at home for the Bears. The next comes up on Wednesday evening when the Bears conclude their trio of games against teams from our neighbor to the east. It is southeastern Louisiana on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. It was Louisiana Tech Wednesday, now Grambling today, and then southeastern Louisiana on Wednesday. Here the Bears have a 25-point lead, and you know, Lori, you look, Baylor, as we said earlier, got off to a strong start in this one, 8 of 13 from the floor in the first quarter, which means that since then, they are just 7 of 21. For whatever reason, it just looks out of sync right now. Whoever the Bears have in there, whether it's starters or players off the bench, Grambling State is not a bad defensive team. In fact, you look, they played tied against Arizona and some other D1 teams, but nonetheless, Baylor's capable of more than this, and I'm sure Coach Nicky's over there in the huddle right now working to kind of work them towards that.
You know, and Baylor's also turned the ball over just 2 times in the game, but you look at what Grambling was able to do with those points, they turned them into 5 points. That is a fast break bucket and then a run-out 3. And so Baylor now, it's got it, just a couple of starters are back in, but it's back with 3 bench players as well.
We'll set the lineups again in just a moment as Grambling plays it in out of the timeout. Johnson holds the ball late and then feeds to a cutting pre-in for the layup. Really a timing play there and a collaboration. Got the bucket for them. Kira Pemberton in for the first time as Baylor nearly turns it over, and it's Yuting Dunn saving the possession, driving to the basket for the layup. Now that was a good play by Yuting Dunn, a good individual play by Dunn to save the possession and score points for the Bears. But you know, Coach Nicky's not going to be happy about the way that possession was playing out before that it took that from 4:50 to play here in the third. We'll have another timeout on the next dead ball as Baylor leads at 46-21. Pre-in running point, bouncing left side to Bartholomew. Now it's Johnson, their leading scorer at the free throw line, putting it on the floor. She is fouled on the jumper, and free throws are coming following the timeout. That's a foul on the Bears. Kirsten Johnson, that's her first, and the third on the Bears here in the third quarter. The 2025-26 women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank. Proudly serving Central Texans in Waco, Temple, and Austin. Bank different. Bank Central, Central National Bank.
Baylor 46, Grambling 21, 4:38 to play in the third on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Today we have two very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip. Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Central Texans are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and savings accounts to earn interest or cash back. With 5 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB Your Bank for Life. Member FDIC.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Led by as many as 30. They lead by 25 with 4:37 to play in this third quarter. Defense continuing to make Grambling State work for most of what they get. Grambling State, despite hitting 4 of their 8 third quarter shots, just 9 of 42 from the field, 21%. Baylor at 46% from the field. But Lori, right now, Baylor's 10 turnovers, it feels like more than that, because what's I think happening is they're letting Grambling dictate what too many of the positions end up as, whether it results in a turnover or not.
That is true, because Baylor has the only turnovers in this game, and that pressure really gets to Baylor, and that double team coming, and just isn't finding the space on the floor for that outlet pass. Because when you pick up the dribble, you're just doomed. But again, Baylor's taken pretty good care of the basketball since those 2 turnovers early here in the second half. But Baylor's just got to find a way to not panic and get through that. Have a much better third quarter. Here you've got the last half of the third quarter, and see what Baylor can do with that.
I'll give Grambling State credit. I think they know they have to generate extra possessions. They're not a good shooting team this year, 32%, but they are quick. They can harass, and so they're kind of committed to the bench, if you will, and that's one thing that benefits them. As Johnson goes to the free throw line for Grambling State. She is 4 of 6 on the year, now 4 of 7 as she misses the first.
Well, Johnson for Grambling has been the player here in this second half for them.
Second free throw, she hits it.
She has 7 of their 11 points here in the second, or 7 of their 12 points here in the second half.
They double team Talia Scott. Grambling does as she breaks midcourt. Pemberton on the floor, feeds it left wing to Yuting Dunn, who finds Markayla Johnson in the corner. Baseline drive, pull up jumper, good. Hits it from about 15 feet away. Markayla Johnson with 6 points off the bench today. The lead is back to 26 at 48-22 as Kyla Abraham prepares to check back in. It's Preen with the basketball, playing out there with Bartholomew, Johnson, Redmond, and Nunn. Johnson from the corner misses a 3 right side. Offensive rebound tapped back up and in by Bartholomew to make it 48-24. Bears doubling them up. Markayla Johnson harassed in the front court, gives it off to Talia Scott, now to Pemberton. Swings it right side to Dunn, who feeds it right back to Pemberton, waits for the defender to fly by, and she remains perfect on the season with a little finish from the right block. She's not missed a shot in a Baylor uniform. She's now 6 of 6 from the field. And the Baylor lead is 26 at 50-24 with 3.5 minutes to play in quarter number 3. Priet in draining clock. Markayla Johnson with a hand out in front of her defensively. Bounces to Redmond with Dunn guarding her. Redmond switches hands, wants to drive to Dunn's left, puts up a runner, and a late touch foul is going to send her to the line off. Didn't need to. Dunn had already kind of forced her into a tough shot, but she brought the hand down, and that's going to lead to 2 free throws. That's Dunn's first, and it's the 4th on Baylor. Well, so far, Grambling 3 of 6 from the stripe. In each instance, they have missed the first and made the second. Coach Nicky instructing Markayla Johnson on where to set up here during the free throws and to get set. First free throw is way off the mark by Redmond. Well, if the second free throw is like that first, the students will get cupcakes. Just listen. They'll let you know. They'll let you know the result of this free throw. I heard a couple of awes. They just listen to the air come out of Foster Pavilion.
Boy, they're at 50%.
Hit the second free throw. They like to harass them. Now they're pressing. Grambling is in the backcourt, but the Bears break it. Kira Pemberton weaves around the defender, fires ahead to Kyla Abraham, fumbles the pass, but gets it back. They're really disrupting some offensive possessions with a pressure defense as Dunn tries to hit a cutting Pemberton, who fumbles the pass out of bounds, giving it back to Grambling. I was blocked there partially, Lord, but it looked like an okay pass there, but it was fumbled there by Pemberton, and it goes back to Grambling here. Baylor up 50-25, doubling up the Tigers with 2:48 to play in the third. Now Prien has the ball knocked away by Markayla Johnson near midcourt, but gets it back. 12 seconds on the shot clock, bounces to Johnson. She'll unload a left side three with Abraham in her face, leaves it short. Pemberton collects the rebound, and here come the Bears. Coach Nicky urging them to hurry up as Grambling tries to get set defensively. Talia Scott angles on the left wing, shakes loose of Bartholomew. Feed it around the corner. It's done with a hand in her face. Lets the three fly. That's pretty. She splashed it in from the right corner.
Baylor moved that basketball, I think, 3 or 4 passes around the arc and finds the open Dunn, and I'm glad she just let that one fly. No hesitation that time.
She's got 5 points. The Bears 7 of 19 from the beyond the arc, and now as Prien tries to hit Johnson with a bounce pass, it had a little too much on it, squirted by her out of bounds to the Bears. Baylor 53, Grambling 25. Under 2 minutes to play, third quarter. A bucket here would either match or give the Bears their largest lead of the game. Talia Scott has the ball, top of the arc, spins it left side to Dunn, in the corner to Markayla Johnson, head fakes, kicks it out to Scott. She fakes on the drive, feeds it mid-post right side, top of the key now to Abraham along the baseline, and she is called for a travel. She had to do a little too much with the basketball there. Coach Nicky is talking to her about what she could have done there, that opportunity there in the post.
You don't want to get the ball and step away from the basket. That's one of the things that Coach Nicky talks about. To make a strong move to the basket, you're a lot bigger than your defender, and you have an opportunity to get much better position than that.
53-25, Baylor with the lead. Grambling with the basketball. 80 seconds to play third quarter. A three by Johnson is good from the left side.
Johnson is just money right now. She just sat behind a screen, popped off that, and nailed the three.
Her 14 points lead all scorers in this one. Pemberton getting some good third quarter run for the Bears. She feeds Dunn. There's a kick in the corner to Pemberton. Fakes a shot, drives in the paint, swings it out to Abraham. 10 seconds to shoot for the Bears. Talia Scott now has it high on the left side. Tries to bounce it to Dunn, and a foul. That's a kicked ball, I beg your pardon, called. Resetting the shot clock to 20. It'll be Mosley to check in for Prien. It kind of alternated running point today for Courtney Simmons' squad. And Dunn will play it in from the left sideline. Here's a pass to Markayla Johnson. Hooks around a defender and misses the runner in close. Offensive board and a putback by Abraham.
There you go, Kyla. That's how you be big. You find those offensive rebounds and get those high percentage shots.
Baylor 55, Grambling 28. We're down to 35 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Baylor should get another look if they can rebound. We're down to 14 seconds to shoot for the Tigers. Bartholomew with a crossover dribble. Picked up by Pemberton. Drives to the free throw line. Puts up a tough runner. Misses. Rebound batted around. Picked up by Mosley, who misses the putback attempt. Tip back up and off. Put back up and in. This time by Bartholomew. And now they're Grambling pressuring in the backcourt again. Baylor has 8 seconds to go the length and clear a shot. Talia Scott across midcourt with 5. Down the right wing with 4. Sees a lane to the basket. Drives into traffic. Misses. Pemberton with the rebound and the putback as the third quarter draws to a close. Nice stick-to-itiveness by Pemberton as Talia Scott had a lane which they closed quickly. Here's a look at the replay, and she did get that shot off in time. Kira Pemberton, 2 for 2 from the floor in the third quarter, and the Baylor lead is 27 at 57-30 as we head to the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that left Pemberton's hand with about maybe a tenth and a half seconds left, but she went straight up with that after pulling down that offensive rebound on that Talia Scott miss off the glass. So Pemberton right where she needs to be, a strong putback. Baylor's last 2 buckets on offensive rebounds.
Hey, Bears fans, this basketball season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink for basketball watching. Pepsi, that's what I like. Proud partner of Baylor Athletics. Baylor 57, Grambling 30 as we head to the fourth quarter on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
See for yourself why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green, along with her dedicated optometrists and staff. Receive trustworthy insights about your eye health, enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear, and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes, face, and neck areas with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Visit greeneyeassociates.com. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
Hey Baylor fans, game day experiences for the 2025 football season are on sale now. Fans can purchase exclusive experiences online, including on-field photos, sideline access during warm-ups, tunnel access during the team run-out, an in-game radio booth experience with the voice of the Bears, a birthday bash, and much more. There is limited availability per game, so purchase your experience today at BaylorBears.com/group experiences to lock in your one-of-a-kind game day experience today.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
All Bears in this one. Lori, Baylor has yet to play at its best basketball. This is a game that you felt like they should win comfortably, and they're going to. Still, I'm confident Coach Nikki is going to find plenty to dissect when we talk to her on the post-game interview. Baylor gave up just 2 first-quarter points. I'd say, even against a team they should beat, that's an exceptional quarter. 20 in the third, though, that's not what you want against a team like Grambling that's struggling.
Yeah, you got to give credit, too, to the Tigers because they came out of the halftime locker room and they changed the way that they played the game. And I think they started off on the right foot, scoring. Got to the free throw line within 4 seconds of the beginning of the second half, and usually they're taking a shot late in the shot clock. Baylor got a couple of baskets in a row, but then the Tigers reeled off that 8-0 run, and after that time it was just back and forth, more free throws for Baylor, but neither team was able to put together a long run. But it was that 8-0 run. I think that probably was the thing that bothered Coach Nikki the most. Just that inability with the starters back in the game to be able to stop that and to be able to go on a run of their own.
To start the fourth quarter, Grambling will have Mosley out there with Bartholomew. Johnson, who takes the pass, unloads a long 3 off the inbound and misses. Long rebound chased down by Bartholomew in the corner. They'll get another crack at it. Redmond out there as well, along with Nunn. Johnson, guarded by Pemberton, throws it right to Kyla Abraham. Baylor back the other way on offense. Abraham, Markayla Johnson, Talia Scott, Pemberton, and Dunn. It's Talia Scott feeding it to Johnson. Right side. Entry pass in the post intended for Abraham. Knocked away and stolen by Nunn. They feed it ahead to Mosley. Thought about a 3. Scott closed out. They hit Johnson with a pass for a short 2. No good. Rebound kicks back into the hands of Talia Scott. And here come the Bears up 57-30. Talia Scott dribbling into the forecourt. She is fouled. And that'll be the first in this fourth quarter on Grambling. Scott, by the way, needs 7 points to reach 20 on the afternoon. If she gets there, it would be her 8th consecutive game in a Baylor uniform, having reached 20 points. That foul is on Zaria Johnson. It's her second and the team's first. It sends Talia Scott to the free throw line, where her first free throw is good. She's got 1 more coming. Colin Pirtle tells us that with these free throws. She now leads the nation in made free throws once again. She entered the game with 52. She's at 61 on the moment. So,
and 9 of 9 today.
What a weapon she is. And as electric as she is, you know she's going to get fouled. So the fact that she hits those is such a bonus. Baylor is up by 29 at 59-30. Grambling with the basketball. Nunn wants to drive on Pemberton. Gets her off her feet, and a foul is called. That's going to go on Pemberton. Her first, the team's first. And it will send Nunn to the free throw line as Bella Fauntleroy is ready to check back in place of Pemberton. Kaylin Elms in for the first time. Solid minutes from Pemberton, 4 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. Nunn to the free throw line where she is hitting at a 58% clip on the young season. First is up, and it is good. She has one more on the way. One more for Nunn. It's up, and that one too strong. Nelms collects the rebound in a crowd as she's harassed by the Grambling defense, but she bounces it to Talia Scott. Bears are off and running. Cross-court pass to Dunn. Sets the feet and hits a long two. Had her foot on the line, but she was ready to shoot there as she took the feed from Talia Scott. She really doesn't need a lot of room, as we've seen here on the season. That's now 8 points for Yu-Ting Dunn. Here's Nunn kicking it out to Redmond. 15 seconds to shoot. Redmond drives, pull up at the free throw line, and got the roll. Kind of flat there as he hit the rim, but it fell through, and that makes it 61-33. Actually, we've got 2 different scores here. We'll see if it's 61-33 or 62-33, which is online. Whatever the case, the Bears have added to it as Bella Fauntleroy takes the feed in close and lays it in. Kaylin Elms on the assist for Bella. That's now 9 points on 4 of 9 shooting.
They didn't call that they called it a 3?
Okay, that's a 2. So there's one extra point on the online scoreboard because that was called a 2 on the floor by the officials. She had a foot on the line, it certainly appeared. Runner is missed by Nunn. Offensive rebound hits the floor. Grambling gets it. Redmond finds Bartholomew for a wild shot, though, saved by Grambling State. Out to Redmond near midcourt on the left wing. They give it to Johnson in the corner, and she airballs a 3. Rebound spiked, knocked away from Bella Fauntleroy, and finally Baylor claims it with 7.5 to go. Up 63-33. Drive all the way, coast to coast, Talia Scott for the layup.
You know, Baylor, when they get those opportunities in the full court like that, especially with Talia Scott, she has had a defender on her all day, but boy, when she gets that space, she just flies in to be able to get her 17th point.
Yep, she's got 17 and taking just 8 shots, so that's back-to-back pretty efficient games, at least in far number of shots taken by Talia Scott, and it's been part because she's hitting her free throws, too. They've seen those high point totals. Bartholomew has it high on the left side, 2 seconds to shoot for Grambling. Drive inside, and a foul with under a second to go on the shot clock will give them a chance to earn points at the line. Markayla Johnson hit for the called for the foul there, her first, and the team's second. All right, now we've got everyone at 65-33, which is the score here with 6:49 to play. Bartholomew going to the line. She has not been to the stripe today, 6 of 10 on the year.
Here in the second half, they've been at 50% hitting their free throws.
First one is up, and it's good. And one more is coming.
Mentioning that because that's all about cupcakes here in the second half.
It's always funny how, that just, everyone gets so excited about that. I get it. She hits them both here. Remember how loud it would get, Lori, at the old Farrell Center when it was pizza time?
That's true.
Oh, it was wild. The fans were rabid. Here's a drive by Bella, left the left-hand runner short, tried to scoop it up and in, just left it a little bit short. And here comes Grambling the other way. Baylor is up by 30. They've led by as many as 32. Bartholomew with the ball at midcourt. Johnson is guarding her. And Johnson got a hand in there on the dribble. Bartholomew had to save it. We're down to 10 seconds to shoot. Redmond finds a open jumper, misses from about 15 feet away. Long rebound is chased down by Markayla Johnson. She weaves in the front court, kicks it out to Talia Scott. This would give her 20, but she left the three short. Kaylin Elms, though, with the offensive rebound, gives it up to Markayla Johnson. Turnaround jumper in the lane. Can't get the roll. Another offensive rebound. Nelms put back up and in.
Nelms.
2 offensive rebounds there by Nelms, Lori.
Yeah, Nelms can get in there and, again, take up space to be able – nobody can knock her off the block, and that's one of the good things about her, and she's got such a good touch off the basket as well.
She's had 3 of her better games for the Bears in the last 4, at least in terms of just kind of making those plays that save possessions for you. Here is Johnson with the ball in the left corner, wants to drive on Dunn. They're down to 7 seconds to shoot. She puts up a tough runner and no. Rebound snagged by Markayla Johnson. She fumbled it a bit but stays with it. Into the front court she goes and hands it off to Talia Scott with 5:20 to play here in the ball game. Baylor with a game-high 32-point lead. There's a feed to Bella Fauntleroy. Slips inside the defender on the left block and rolls it over the side of the rim and in. 34-point lead for the Bears, biggest of the day.
And Bella, the second Baylor player in double figures with 11. I know she wanted that shot back because she missed a shot at the rim earlier, but that time, no for Bella Fauntleroy. She extends Baylor's lead, 69-35.
Timeout is called by Grambling State. They have just 1 remaining. We will take it as well. The 2025-26 women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank. Proudly serving Central Texans in Waco, Temple, and Austin. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. 5:01 to play. Baylor 69, Grambling State 34. You're listening to Baylor Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Hi, Jan from Toyota here to let you know that Toyotathon is on! And what better way to get in the spirit of the season than with a new Toyota, like RAV4, Grand Highlander, and Corolla Cross. But to really get in the spirit, let's see about it. So without further ado, driving through the snow in a new RAV4, hooray! To the slopes we go in a Highlander for a ski day. A Camry to get hot cocoa, tubing with a Tundra makes the kids go loco. Oh, what fun it is to make holiday wishes come true. Toyotathon, Toyotathon, Toyotathon is on. Oh, what fun it is to drive a new Toyota today. Hey!
Dealer inventory may vary. Current offers on these vehicles end December 1st. Offers are subject to change throughout Toyotathon, which ends on January 5th. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota. Let's go places. During Toyotathon, qualified buyers can get 2.99% APR financing for 72 months on a rugged new 2026 Tundra. Offer available in select states only.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Here at Foster Pavilion, Baylor with a 69-35 lead over Grambling State. Timeout was called by Grambling. Are the officials checking something? They may be taking a look at something late into this timeout here. Not sure what it is that they're looking. They've not announced anything.
Time?
Oh, that's a good point by our engineer, Bob Baker. They're probably double checking to make sure that Yuting Dunn shot was a 2. Looked like she had her foot on the line earlier this quarter, and I believe they got the call right on the floor. But if they wanted to prove me wrong, I would gladly take that as well.
Yeah. So the official who called it 2, she said, "I called it a 2."
And I think that was the right call. It looked like Dunn had a foot on the line there from the left perimeter.
It's a 2.
It's a 2. Yeah.
Read those lips.
Yes.
It's a 2.
You know, they got it right.
Yeah.
We're glad they checked.
And you know, the official who made that call smiling big as well. So I imagine so that Angelica Suffren made that 2-ball call, so she goes, okay, I don't need to go get my eyesight checked this week. It was well done.
I do need to do that at Green Eye Associates, the official optometrist of Baylor Athletics. I need to do that over Christmas break here, so you hold me to that, Lori, okay?
All right, I will. I definitely will.
34-point advantage for the Bears, who will send Fauntleroy, Nelms, Buggs, Van Geitenbeek, and Markayla Johnson out defensively. So we're halfway through the fourth quarter now. Grambling inbounds to Bartholomew. Slings it left side to Griffin. Griffin drives to the baseline, cut off by Van Geitenbeek. Fires back outside to Bartholomew as we're at single digits on the shot clock. Bella knocks the ball away from Bartholomew. Has to chase it all the way down to the opposite free throw line with 4, with 3. Kicks it out to Johnson. A pretty good look here with the shot clock winding down, but her high arcing 3 is no good. Rebound grab by Markayla Johnson. Now Van Geitenbeek feeds it ahead to Dariana Littlepage Buggs. Baylor in the half court now with 4.5 minutes to play. Van Geitenbeek to Buggs, flings it left side to Markayla Johnson, looks inside for Buggs, instead kicks it out to Nelms. Nelms looks in the post. Baylor continues to look in the post, kicks it in the corner to Van Geitenbeek. We're down to 6 seconds to shoot. Bella lobs it to Buggs at the free throw line, drives inside, kick out to Markayla Johnson, steps into a 3, in and out as the shot clock was about to expire. Boy, still hasn't hit a 3 as a Bear. That one was good. It was online, just popped back out there. And it is Grambling with the basketball with under 4 minutes to play as Talia Scott and Kira Pemberton prepare to return on the next dead ball. 69-35 Baylor as Grambling dribbles away the clock here, down to 7 seconds to shoot in the possession. Bartholomew with the crossover dribble, angles to the left side of the floor, bounces it out to Redmond. Redmond steps into a long 2 and airballs it. That's another shot clock violation.
Yeah, Markayla Johnson did a really good job on defense, just staying with her and forcing an air ball. Didn't get a hand on it, but just put enough pressure to make that a bad shot, and Baylor will get the basketball back.
Mosley returns for Grambling. Pemberton and Scott back in for the Bears. Scott needs 3 points to reach 20 on the afternoon. It's a 34-point Baylor lead, matching their largest of the game, as we are down to 3.5 minutes to go. Pemberton, perimeter left. A little screen from Buggs to the middle of the floor. Kicks it to Talia Scott. Scott with Mosley guarding her. Retreats near the left wing. Now moves to the center of the floor. Passes ahead to Buggs. Stripped to the ball. Got it back. Drives inside. Blocked a bit from behind. Stays with it. Puts it up and in.
Well, she could have been at the free throw line the way that she was hammered around the basketball when she pulled down that offensive rebound. But Buggs, again, just relentless on the glass. She has 16 rebounds.
And 10 points, another double-double for Buggs. We're under 3 minutes to go. Bartholomew dancing beyond the arc. She'll let a 3 fly. It is too strong, and then it hits the top of the backboard and wedges beneath the shot clock. And about the hardest part to get it, it is in the bar that rests the camera behind the square there on the backboard. And
that is pretty impressive. The physics of that.
That is.
That is pretty impressive.
Buggs will take a seat now that she has a double-double in hand as Abraham's back in for the Bears. There's the score of the game's last 6 points. They lead 71-35 with 2:42 to play. Jana Van Geitenbeek directs traffic. Nelms moves into the post. Now Jana moves to the center of the floor, feeds Scott. Out there, Mosley harassing her. We're down to 9 to shoot. Talia Scott launches a 3 and airballs it from the right wing. Last touched as it moves out of bounds by Grambling. So Baylor will have 4.9 seconds to clear a shot. You know, trying to give Talia Scott the opportunity to get to 20. But Grambling, give them credit, they're staying with her. Let's see if they try to do that pass where they swing it into the corner. They're going to launch it up top to Scott. Catch, shoot, 3 is in and out. Oh, it was online, but it's in and out. And Markayla Johnson will check back in maybe for Talia Scott. Here is Grambling in transition. Baseline jumper airballed by Mosley. Here comes Van Geitenbeek once again, racing into the front court. Has the ball as kind of touched, but she holds on to it there. Gets it back from Abraham as we're down to 2 minutes to go. Talia Scott is in the left corner. Jana Van Geitenbeek may be looking for her. They're going to bounce it to Nelms, who lays it in. 4 points for Nelms. A substitution timeout is called, and Markayla Johnson will check in for Talia Scott. So Talia Scott's day is done. She didn't get 20, but, you know, you love that. You love a streak like that, but there will be more streaks. She's going to score plenty of points. 17, game-high 17. Not too shabby at all. Minute 45 to play in this one. Baylor up 73-35. Grambling with possession. Bartholomew ahead to Mosley, high on the right wing. Roberson out to set a screen back in now. And it is on the drive. Mosley trying to slip inside and misses the runner over Van Geitenbeek. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll be Baylor ball with 98 seconds to go.
Yeah, again, Nelms in the right position to be able to pull down the rebound. It got knocked out of her hands. And again, that just keeps the ball with Baylor.
Nelms with 3 boards off the bench today. Jana Van Geitenbeek is fouled by Mosley as she moves into the front court. That's 3 on Mosley, and the first on the Tigers here in this fourth quarter. They got the second on Grambling as Markayla Johnson will play it into Van Geitenbeek. Mosley puts a hand on her again. Jana kind of smiles it off and moves into the front court. Jana around an Abraham screen. Van Geitenbeek steps into a good look at a 3, knocks it down. 6 points for Jana Van Geitenbeek, 2 of 4 from the floor. Both of the shots threes to go along with 7 assists, and the Baylor lead is now 41 at 76-35 as we're under a minute to go. Just two threes by Jana, but you like seeing them both go in here, 2 of 3 beyond the arc here, and hopefully little signs along the way to her continuing to find her rhythm from the floor.
Yeah, you wish you could give yourself an assist on that, a 3. She's had a really good floor game, 7 assists and only 1 turnover.
Good defense by the Bears as Kaylin Nelms stays with her player Roberson there. They lose the ball out of bounds with 9/10 of a second to go, and we'll play it in.
Baylor with its 10th block of the game, and nationally, Baylor's number 1 in the Big 12 in that category and 4th nationally.
Inbound to Mosley, who launches from the top of the arc, and Baylor gets it back, but then turns it over as Pemberton dribbled into a crowd and just had it knocked away, taken away there. Now they'll get another look at it, perhaps the final real look of the game, as there's about 3 seconds between the clocks and 20 seconds overall left to go. It is Bartholomew to the right of the center jump circle. Now starts a drive with 9, with 8, gets inside, puts up a runner, throws it over everything. Nelms claims another rebound, and the Bears can dribble out the clock. Well, make it 2 in a row here at Foster Pavilion, 3 in a row overall. Baylor wins this one 76-35.
Well, the ball ended up in Markayla Johnson's hands. Jana Van Geitenbeek ran over to her and said, don't go score. And she goes, I'm not. She was like waving her hands like, no, learn my lesson after the last time.
Yeah, she drove in and scored last week against Louisiana Tech. Coach Nikki let her know that was not the way you want to do that, and here she holds on to it. Bears win 76-35. We'll have the First Central Credit Union postgame show coming up next. Stats, scores, and more conversations with players and Coach Nikki. That's all on the way here from Foster on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to Nextlink Internet. With Nextlink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, Nextlink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give Nextlink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears!
Today we have 2 very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So we could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip. Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. With the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud. Here's a tip. Never deposit someone else's money into your bank account. Scammers will send you money or overpay you and then ask you to refund a portion of the money back to them. This is a scam. This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
This has been live coverage of Baylor women's basketball. Now it's time for the First Central Credit Union post-game show. Brought to you by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Central National Bank, proud season sponsor of Baylor women's basketball. Nissan, innovation that excites. Liebman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we break down the game. Listen to highlights, talk with Coach Colin, players, and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Quarters strong today and win this one 76-35. 15th ranked Bears improved to 7-1 on the season. Now 3 in a row won by the Bears after their lone loss on the season to the Iowa Hawkeyes. And Lori, here in just a minute, we'll talk to Bella Fauntleroy. We'll talk to Bears head coach Nikki Collin. Not a perfect game by any stretch. Still plenty of things to work on. I think one takeaway from some of these games against teams you're gonna beat, if you could just maintain the intensity. Baylor got off to a great start today, outscoring them 24-2. They scored the first 14 points. Just want to kind of see you keep that up. I don't know. That doesn't mean you're literally going to outscore them by a magnitude of 11 throughout the game, but you know what I'm saying. Just maintaining that intensity.
Yeah, sometimes games like this will be a little, frenetic and because of substitution patterns. We know that Coach Nikki will get into a regular rotation, but these are important minutes, and you continue to want to see players be able to contribute in positive ways, have a positive plus-minus when they get a chance to get in the game, and be rewarded for practice during that time, as Bella Fauntleroy joins us now on the postgame show.
Bella with 11 points today, joining us on the First Central Credit Union postgame show. First Central Credit Union, everything we do for you. Well, Bella, congratulations on a win. The Bears now 7-1 on the year. And first off, what a great start for the team, getting off to that 24-2 start. It seems like one strength has been in some of these games, like you guys have come out and put it 2 teams early.
Yeah.
What's led to that?
I would say just Nikki and Tony really harping on us being focused both offensively and defensively whenever we come out. We come out and we come to play every night, but if we come out and we're slow or if we're not executing off the bat, that sets the tone, and then we kind of have to dig ourselves out of a hole. So we were really talking about just starting with energy, being feisty, punching first, and continuing to make strides, make those plays, get stops, get out in transition, lay the ball up, and get ahead early.
Bella, these are games where you kind of nitpick, right? Baylor's probably going to win. We'll say that from the sideline here. And you want to play your best. I'd say one thing we've seen in some of these games is maybe that second, third quarter, that intensity early on hasn't been maintained. Or what does it take to kind of build on that strong first quarter?
It just takes us being ready. It takes every single person 1 through 12 being ready, or 1 through 11 until Ella, or 1 through 10 until Ella and Ness get back. But just being ready whenever your name is called, okay, I'm going to come in, I'm going to do what I do well, and then also contribute energy-wise to the team every single game. So just kind of having that energy and being more prepared whenever you get into the game.
How important as well, I know these are hugely important games. You're in the middle of a 5-game homestand. How good is it to be at home, and how important is it to be able to work on yourselves while you're at home?
It's wonderful to be at home. Nikki was talking about yesterday how we can't take it for granted. We have a lot more time, especially now that we're on Thanksgiving break. We're about to head back to class tomorrow. But just being at home, being able to rest in our own beds, to come in, get up extra shots if we want to, be early, get extra treatment and things. It's really important for us to take advantage of these home stretches, take advantage of the home crowd. We have friends and family who have been around, especially this holiday season. But just being ready, being in Foster, and knowing that this is our home court, we got to protect home base. So.
Defense has been so strong for the Bears this year. You're obviously a big part of really the quarterback of the defense in a lot of ways. There's a block party every game, it seems. Yeah. Another double-digit block game. Kirsten Johnson with 5. And she may be leading the Big 12 in that when it's all said and done. But also, it's about more than blocking shots. It's about altering shots. And take us inside what you're seeing from this team's ability to make life tough for teams really all over the floor, but especially the closer into the basket you get?
I would just say we know that whenever people are drivers, like today we played a good team that they hit some outside shots, but we knew that they were going to get most of their points driving to the basket. So just being tight, being connected whenever we're switching, making sure we know who we're switching on to, kind of getting into that 1-2 back and being ready to take a big step whatever way they drive, chesting up, and then hopefully getting that block. Our goal isn't to always block everything. It's just to either be there on the rotation if we get beat on the drive, or stay in front and contest and make it a difficult shot for them.
Visiting with Bella Fauntleroy, Bears 76-35 winners today. I want to ask you, too, about Jana Van Geitenbeek. Today, 7 assists. She hit 2 of her 3 three-pointers. You know, for her, she's had 2 big changes, coming back from an injury and moving into a starting role. What have you seen from her as we get deeper into the season? Just kind of, it feels like she's gaining comfort and kind of just, it's just confidence in her play out there.
Yes, absolutely comfort. And I would just say consistency. Jana is one of the people on this team that has been here for all 4 years. Even though she didn't play last year, she knows what's expected. So she comes in, she sets the tone for our offense in terms of execution. Her communication is always there. She's always making sure people know what we're in. We're on time in our actions and just always really leading us very well. So props to her. I wish that third one would have went in for her, but the ones that she had were beautiful. That when she shoots the ball, I'm like, it's always going to go in. She's such a good player and so confident. Just happy to see her being successful this early.
Another one of those 4-year players along with you is Dariana Little-Page Buggs. And my goodness, can she rebound the basketball?
Yes.
16 boards today.
Geez, I didn't know it was 16. I knew she had that double-double, but 16 is so impressive. Like, it's like that's her mindset. It's like a switch flips on every single game, and she comes to rebound and she comes to play. Like, it gets her those second chance opportunities, and she's going to find ways to score, but she gets herself going by getting those boards. And I'm thankful because some of those second chance opportunities that she takes away are huge, especially in tight games.
Yeah.
Well, Bella, congrats on the win. Another good game. Good luck to you as you close out the semester. Keep making all us fellow communications students at Baylor proud as you close it out, you and all your teammates. And we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bella.
Thank you. Bella Fauntleroy, a double-digit effort today for her, joining us here on the First Central Credit Union post-game show. We'll be joined by head coach Nikki Collin here in just a moment. But a couple of notes to pass along here. Bears with 3 in double figures. Talia Scott, 17, 11 for Bella Fauntleroy, and 10 for Dariana Little-Page Buggs. We had a chair for Coach Nikki. Where did it go? The chair disappeared, but we'll just make a switch here. We always got to kind of maneuver things a little bit for Coach Nikki as we hand her a freshly dried headset here as her comments are brought to you by Alliance Bank. Alliance Bank, it's your bank. Well, first off, Coach Nikki, I want to ask you about the start in this game. Bears came out strong, a 24-2 first quarter. Take us inside, just kind of, I feel like the mindset they came out with, attacking early and getting stops.
Well, first of all, I don't think, Courtney Simmons is a friend of mine. I coached her, but dribbling 15 seconds or 20 seconds off the clock, I don't know if I'll schedule if that's how they're going to play, because I don't think that makes her better, and I don't think it makes us better. So I think that was the unique challenge starting that game was, I didn't sub in the first quarter because who was tired? Like, we were standing for 20 seconds on every possession, running down, shooting in transition, coming back, standing for 20 seconds, and having to defend. They're at their best when they're attacking and getting to the offensive glass. Well, that's hard to do when you're taking a shot at 3-2-1. Like, they weren't even hitting the rim sometimes, and so there wasn't a rebound to have. So I thought we stayed pretty poised, considering it's really frustrating. Like, that's not basketball, and it's every team has a right to play how they want to play, but that makes it very, very hard to stay disciplined. It makes it easy. Like, I thought that first group did a really, really good job of getting to the shots that we wanted. They obviously made a bunch of them, but I thought we got good shots. And then I thought, in typical fashion, then it was like, oh, it's 24-2 now. Now it's just now it's easy, And then I just thought we let off the gas there, and we have to have that mindset that we got them down 20, and this quarter we need to get them down 30, and then the next quarter it's 40. That's the mindset I challenged them to have at halftime, because I thought once we subbed, we lost that intensity a little bit. And certainly we start our best defensive lineup. So there is a reason why that group, is good defensively. But we've got to keep the same energy, the same expectation, the same discipline. I thought we got undisciplined a little bit on our shot selection in the second quarter, undisciplined defensively in the third quarter, and then I think Tony challenged them with running based on every point they scored in the fourth quarter. So I thought we dialed in better in the fourth.
You did hold them to single digits in 3 of the 4 quarters, aside from the third there, as we visited with Bears head coach Nikki Collin. Boy, it seemed like, Dariana Littlepage-Buggs had a good game, a double-double, 10 points, 16 boards. Felt like one of those, kind of games where you see from her where, she has the advantage and she just sort of cleaned up. What have you seen from, we talked about her a little bit in the pregame show, just not getting rushed. Today she was better from the field, 10 points on 9 shots. But what did you see from her just kind of getting into the game early?
I just thought she rebounded, and when she's rebounding, I think rebounding energizes her. I thought we found her on slips. Buggs is going to struggle in isolation. She's going to struggle. But when Buggs gets clean and she's in space and she gets to the glass and she's slipping and moving, that's when she's at her best. And I thought we got in transition. We got her off some slips. And she did a good job. They were switching when they were in zone. They started the game boxing one on Talia. We saw a little bit of that. We saw a lot of junk, all game long. And so just kind of playing to some high-low stuff. It wasn't complicated to score on them if we just were patient with what we were looking for and really knew it. I think we struggled sometimes knowing. And so, in the first half we were at our best when we were just running the floor really hard and creating an advantage where it didn't matter if they were in man, zone, boxing 1, 2, 3, whatever junk they were in. And I don't mean junk in a negative way. That's what we call it in coaching. But whatever they were in, it's just the patience to we don't have to make one pass and shoot it. We can work to get great shots.
Hey, before we talk more about the game, I want to mention nice moment here on the floor here. They've fan engagement. They've got a lot of kids on the floor, and see a number of your players out there shooting with them, rebounding, and looking like they're having a really good time. This team has a great personality. I just wanted to mention that while they're out there.
I think the fans need to understand that's where men's and women's basketball are very, very different. We have a very grassroots approach to how we engage, whether it's the band, our fans, the young fans. We've got to build it here in Waco. We need the fan base to continue to grow, and these are things that we do regularly to engage our fan base. Stay here, cheer on our girls. You get a chance to be on Foster Pavilion's main court, and not have it barricaded. And so, the girls are doing a great job. But our team loves this stuff. They love camp days. They like working with the young people at our basketball camps. So they're good at this. Our girls are really good at this because there was a time when they were these kids out on these courts and needed mentors and people to look up to.
There's a real shooter out there, by the way. She's standing on the Big 12 logo. Keep an eye on her, Coach
Okay,
Nikki.
got it.
But talk about Jana Van Geitenbeek's progression through the first 8 games of this season. She just seems to be more comfortable in her role. 7 assists, 1 turnover, hit a couple of threes that looked really comfortable today.
Yeah, I think when she stays calm and doesn't overthink, Jana's her own worst enemy, and her biggest fight is the one in her own head sometimes, I think when she overthinks, and her turnovers tend to come because she just isn't patient enough for something to develop. And there's a balance as a point guard when you're keeping it too long and over dribbling, and you need to get off the ball, and when the team needs you to set something up and needs you to be the calm one and not panic. And so she's going to get better every game. She has moments where she's great. She has moments where I'm like, what are you doing? Literally, you guys saw me. I mean, she tried to pitch back to Talia, turned it over, pick 6. It's no one was pressuring her. There was no reason for her to do that, And so I think it's still between her ears, and that's a lot of times what happens when your expectations grow and you're playing, coming back from an injury and one that you have to fight through. And I don't see a lot of detriment. I feel like she's getting through screens. I think she's doing a good job getting out on shooters. But I think it's the leadership piece. It's the confidence to run the team. There's no doubt a good option for us is getting the ball to Talia, but it's like you can create opportunities for her by being patient as opposed to just like ramming it at her. But she's starting to see the pass ahead. We're trying to get her off the ball a little bit and throw it ahead some and be a spacer. And I was happy to see her hit the 3 on horns there at the end. That's a shot she was making consistently before her injury, and it's probably the first one she's made coming off horns like this season. So it was good to see her settle in and knock that one down.
Coach Nicky, before we let you go and ask, you mentioned kind of like just that, that battle between the ears a little bit. How much in this early part of the season, as you got a lot of great newcomers. Again, not many schools in the country can boast 4-year players out on the floor, but some are in different roles. You've got new players in your system for the first time this year. How much of that development is taking place in their ability to process the way you want them to while executing physically, that combination of the mental and the physical?
I'm going to turn this around on you for a second. You tell me, if you had a shot that looked like Ting's, would you be ready to shoot it every time or not?
Like, fair question.
It's like she travels because she's not ready to shoot it. Like if she was ready to shoot it, she would shoot it, and if not, she'd be playing low and ready, but it's like that mentality of not being ready. Like Ting travels because she's not ready to shoot the basketball. So after she catches it, then she's got to get ready. When she gets ready and then decides I don't want to shoot it because now they've closed out, that's going to be a travel 10 times out of 10 times, and it's only if they're not looking is it not going to be called to travel, and so like I think there's still growth for kids, and like that kid is such an elite shooter. Like I mean elite shooter. But it's getting them to understand, like Kira panicked and had a turnover late in the game, dishing it back to Jana when there was absolutely nobody in front of her. It's kind of like the confidence to understand, like Kira can score when she's open. She's a good finisher. But it's like, where am I at? What did coach do? What did I just call? Oh man, they went from zone to man. So I think there's a lot of things that Tony was tweaking during the game today, because they started the game and they were 1-4 flat and they were putting their guards on the inside and their posts on the outside. So then he was having a switch so that we had rim protection, and it didn't matter that our guards were guarding a post on the perimeter because they weren't throwing it to him anyway, So like they were trying to create no rotation or a smaller rotation if help had to come. And so, it's like you gotta process, and that's always the challenge, It's like kids finding out, like I was proud. Markayla turned down an open 3 to get to her baseline jump shot and made it. Like she's got to do that more, because right now she's 0 for I think 16 on the season from 3 or 17. But that kid's a good mid-range shooter, and she's got to understand, like everyone on the planet's going to give her that shot right now. That's the scouting report says make her take threes, and she's got to learn to like, okay, I'm going to turn this thing down. If it's not 3-2-1 and it's got to go up, she should turn it down and create a jump shot for herself right now. Or she gets herself to the foul line and draws fouls, And so, like, they got to grow into their strength, because wherever they came from, their roles were different. When you're a high school kid, Markayla's goal was to score every time she touched the ball. And here it's like, okay, like, you can score, but you also, like, did 2 people help? It's time to kick the ball. Like, are you playing a driver or a shooter? Like, who are you guarding? Kira scored 17 a game playing downhill in a dribble drive. Like, we don't run dribble drive, so her understanding how to slip screens, and then all of a sudden I confused the heck out of her because her and Bugs were both trying to play the 4, one possession, and I haven't played her much at the 3 because it's sometimes really hard for new players to learn one position, let alone 2. So I've made it very as simple as I can in terms of you just learn this spot. You run this spot well, you're going to have opportunity to do good things for us. So I think they're all growing. I think they're learning. This is a stretch where we can allow them to make some mistakes. But this is a stretch where our bench has to grow so that we can trust them to play against Nixus. And that's what they have to do. They have to put stack days in the practice and then stack games.
Well, Coach Nicky, we appreciate your time as always. Development goes on as you continue to win now 7-1. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Bears head coach Nicky Collin with the post-game comments. Baylor with a 76-35 win today over Grambling State here at Foster Pavilion. We'll be back with more of the First Central Credit Union post-game show right after this.
here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Baylor Nation rolls along with Allen Samuels Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. Start with award-winning service and factory-trained techs. Then shop our new and used lineup from cars, trucks to SUVs, all makes and models. Running a business? We're your Central Texas headquarters for ProMaster vans, cab, and chassis and work trucks. For power and comfort, test drive the Ram 1500, the Motor Trend Truck of the Year winner again. Allen Samuels in Waco, proud partner of Baylor Athletics.
Come by. Let's be friends.
Fox Sports Radio, 93.9 K230CK and KRMX HD3 Waco.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. With the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud. Here's a tip. Don't click on links in emails and text messages. Scammers send emails and texts that look real, saying there's a problem with your account or your order. Don't click. Don't do it, ever. Instead, go directly to the company's website and log in there.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
Come see why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green alongside her dedicated optometrist and staff. Receive trustworthy insights on your eye health. Enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes and face with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
Proudly serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage and a trusted neighbor, bridging expert industry knowledge with integrity and kindness. Known for their award-winning agents, Magnolia Realty understands the dynamics of making the real estate journey your own and the importance of trust from contract to close. You can find their local agents here in Waco and across the state, including in Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and Temple. To get connected and learn more, visit magnoliarealty.com. Here's to home.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Union, everything we do for you. We are brought today, as always, by Rudy's. Rudy's is a proud sponsor of Baylor Athletics. Be sure to stop by your local Rudy's or Rudy's.com for some real Texas barbecue. Enjoy 100% oak smoked meats, delicious sides, and Rudy's signature sauce. Don't forget that Rudy's serves breakfast tacos every day until 10 a.m. Let's take a look at the stats in this one. A 76-35 Baylor win. Grambling falls to 1-7. The Bears improve to 7-1. Baylor over 50% from the field at 29 of 57. They hold Grambling to 20%, 13 of 65. The Tigers 2 of 14 beyond the arc. Baylor got off to a hot start in this game at 5 of their first 7 threes, finished 8 of 23 for 35%. Both teams at the free throw line, a limited amount. Baylor, though, 10 of 11 from the stripe. Grambling, 7 of 12. Tigers forced 14 Baylor turnovers. This is a Grambling State team that forces 24 of them per game. So Baylor did protect the ball a little better in that regard. Grambling turned it over 11 times. Each team scored 10 points off of the turnovers that they forced. Baylor dominated on the glass, 47-31, with a 13-6 edge on second chance points and a 23-9 lead in bench points. Baylor with 10 blocked shots. They are up the top of the Big 12 in blocked shots per game. They had 10 today, and none for Grambling. Baylor with 21 assists on 29 field goals. Grambling with 4 on 13. Individual numbers for the Tigers, just one player in double digits. That was Zaria Johnson, 14 points on 5 of 17 shooting. She was their best weapon. 6 points for Allie Bartholomew, 5 for Shania Nunn. No one else had more than 4, and there was no one on the team who had more points scored than shots taken. Baylor's defense did stifle them today. For the Bears, individual numbers, 3 in double figures, led by Talia Scott. She finishes with 17 points. It's the first game as a Bear that she doesn't crack 20, and while that was a fun streak that you would like to have seen consider, no matter, the Bears are winning. The other players got more shots today, and Talia finished with 17 points, 3 of 11 shooting, 9 of 9 from the free throw line. She also had 3 assists, a steal,
and 2 rebounds. Bella Fauntleroy, double digits today, 11 points, 5 of 11 shooting to go along with 7 rebounds. She's been struggling with her shot as of late. She was actually working on her shot before the game out there on the floor with Bears head coach Nikki Collin, who was doing a little rebounding and passing to her after the rest of the team had gone in for their pregame breakfast meal. Nice to see Coach Nikki always willing to be out there helping the players however they need. Dariana Little-Page Bugs, another double-double. 10 points, 16 rebounds. So 16 rebounds, a season high, and it's the 6th time in 8 games that she has reached double-digit boards. After that, 9 points for Kirsten Johnson to go along with a rebound and 5 blocked shots. Well, that's 11 blocks, and that's actually that's at least 2 blocks in her last 3 games. And 2 games after a career-high 6, she has 5 more today. 7 points off the bench for Yuting Dunn. She had all 3 of her shots and had 4 assists. That's a career high in a Baylor uniform, and the second most on the team behind Jana Van Guyten. Bika finished with 6 points on 2 of 4 shooting, 3 rebounds, 7 assists, and just 1 turnover. 4 points apiece for Kayla Nelms, Kira Pemberton, Kyla Abraham, and Markayla Johnson off of the bench. Everyone who played today scored. It all adds up to a 76 to 35 Baylor victory, a 41-point defeat of Grambling State. We'll take a timeout and come back with more. We'll have other scores from the Big 12, more thoughts on today's game, and get you ready for the Bears' next contest against Southeastern Louisiana on Wednesday night. That's all on the way from Foster Pavilion, where the Bears win it today 76-35 on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
Everything we do for you. Slam dunk benefits at First Central Credit Union. Tip off with free checking that pays cash, less fees, great rates, quick local loans, easy online applications, a free mobile app, secure remote control cards, 24/7 deposits, and more services in our ATMs, and a free new member t-shirt. Join today at firstcentralcu.com. We're your team. Everything we do for you.
Eligibility and application requirements apply. Member NCUA.
Want to be the energy our Bears need? Go gold with Baylor Athletics this season and be the gold factor across each of our sports. Wear exclusive Go Gold apparel from the Baylor Bookstore and the Spirit Shop at upcoming Go Gold dates. Stay up to date on all your golden opportunities to create an electric home atmosphere by visiting BaylorBears.com/GoGold. Sick 'em Bears.
Today we have 2 very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So we could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip. Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Tigers 76-35. Quickly looking at scores around Big 12 women's basketball. Houston wins today over Tulsa 66-61 in Nassau, Bahamas. TK Pitts had 17 points for the Cougars. Number 10, Iowa State stays undefeated with a 106-95 win over Indiana. That in the championship game of the Coconut Hoops in Fort Myers, Florida. Audie Crooks had a career high 47 points as ISU improves to 9-0. And in Boulder, Montana at Colorado, the Buffaloes led by 9 at the half, as many as 13. But Montana State completes a furious comeback, and they win over Colorado on a last-second layup. The final there, 71-70. And again, a reminder, Baylor volleyball team will be gathering together over at the Brazos Landing in Waco, just across here, the river from From Foster Pavilion, the NCAA selection show for the NCAA volleyball tournament begins at 5 o'clock today on ESPN. So the Bears volleyball team gathering to find out where they will be headed in the NCAA tournament. So congratulations and good luck to Ryan McGuire and the Bears. Derek?
Well, Lori, here the Bears, as you mentioned, a 76-35 win, their third victory in a row to improve to 7-1 on the year. And you know, Lori, right now it's about learning to play your best basketball. We're seeing hints at the consistency. This team hasn't fully hit its stride, but you don't expect them to. So many young players still figuring it out. In an ideal world, you'd have more time for Markayla Johnson to kind of learn in less, in less prominent spots. But she's out there learning in prominent spots, and she's getting better. We've seen 2 good games from Kira Pemberton, multiple good games in a row from Kaylin Elms. Yuting Dunn is finding her rhythm as a shooter. That's what it's all about, keeping the defensive effort up, getting better offensively, and really learning to think through the game the way Coach Nikki wants them to. There are less involved styles of basketball to play, and I think the team knows that. Coach Nikki knows that, and it's worth the effort to get there. It takes some time. We've always seen that. And this is that time now where you're learning. She said this is opportunity to make some mistakes, but you learn from them, and that's what they're trying to do, and I think that's what they will do as they roll on here at home in December.
Yeah, you do. You've got Southeastern Louisiana out of the Southland Conference coming in on December 3rd. Is that Wednesday? I think
Wednesday
that's Wednesday.
Night, yes.
And then Sunday, UTSA is here. And then followed up by the annual screen game against Alabama State. That will be at 11 a.m. on Tuesday, December 9th. So 3, again, stacked games right there. As Coach Nikki was saying, you want to stack good games, but you want to stack good practices in between. So as much as you can stack and build upon those, because you've got a great early season matchup. Again, another one of those nationally televised games against Texas coming up on the 14th.
Well, for now, the Bears will celebrate this one 76-35. They've won 3 in a row now, and we'll try to make it 4 in a row on Wednesday evening against Southeastern Louisiana. It'll be a 7 o'clock tip-off at Foster Pavilion. We will be on the air at 6:30. Going to wrap things up here this evening. I want to say thanks to our producer, Cameron Savoy, at our studios here in Waco. Appreciate you, Cam, as always. And our courtside engineer, the G-Man, Bob Baker. Speaking for them and Lori Fogelman, I'm Derek Smith. Again, the final today. A double-double from Dariana Littlepage Bugs. Talia Scott with a game-high 17 points to lead 3 Bears in double figures en route to a 76-35 win and a 7-1 record for the 15th-ranked Bears. That's going to wrap things up. We'll talk to you Wednesday. For now, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. So long from Foster Pavilion.
Hi, Dan from Toyota.